Live. Hello, everybody. Today we are discussing our March books. Forgot what month we were in. Our March book, 7% of DEVEREUX by Eleanor Clover, one of my favorite books of 2023, and honestly, of all time.
Of all time.
That might be a bold statement, but I love this here book.
It's so good.
I don't know why I said it like that, but here we are. So I'm so excited to discuss this book with you because we really haven't discussed your feelings on the book, like, privately at all. Like, I know, like, a few of your, like, reactions from when you were reading it, but, like, when you finished it, you're just like, I finished it.
Yeah.
I want to know everything.
Yeah.
Because it is always so scary getting, like, your best friends to read your favorite books.
Oh,
what if you don't like it? Although, if you guys have not seen Alyssa's recent tier ranking of her 5-star reads video, you should check it out, because I felt so proud of myself because so many of my recommendations were in those top tiers.
Yeah,
so
she
I
popped
felt
off with the recommendations.
yeah, I think there's only been like a very select few books that I recommended you that you have not been like head over heels in love with. So, do you want to talk about your overall feelings on Roe?
Perfect segue. So my overall, I loved this book, honestly. I like, even like from the first page, I was like hooked. Like, I just needed to know what was going to happen from there. So I'm so excited. Well, I don't know why I said I'm excited, because I just read it.
We don't really do any spoiler free. We can try to keep this little portion spoiler free for you. But we pretty much just jump right into spoilers. But we'll let you know, Allie, when we are gonna do spoilers.
Yeah.
So just keep that in
hi,
mind.
Allie. Hi. But I loved it so much. I loved Miller. I loved what's her name? What's the main character's name? I forgot. Oh, it's Roe DEVEREUX. I loved Roe.
The way that right before we like went live, we were talking about my bad memory.
Yeah. It's literally in the title.
Because a few times Alyssa would like mention a character or like Roe's cat or something, and I'm like, okay, but who's that?
Who is
like
that?
Just like completely out of context of Roe, just like in regular conversation, or she would just like throw in a reaction without telling me what she was talking about, and I'm like, who's Vera? Who's Esther? And then she's like,
Esther,
Bestie. And I'm like, the shame that I've felt in the last like week or so about my memory.
So sad.
Yeah, but that was embarrassing on you, not gonna lie.
It was. Sorry, guys. But I loved Roe. I loved the MASH aspect. Just everything about it was just so perfect, and like, I was just so excited to like see like the progression between the characters and like what was gonna happen. It was so good.
Yeah, I adore this book so much, and so I'm really happy that you enjoyed it. I cry. I love just everything about this book, and when I read it for the first time last year, I didn't like pick it up on a whim, because I kind of did pick it up on a whim. Now that I think about it, I just kept going to the bookstore, and it kept being like displayed face out on the shelf, and it just kept catching my eye. And then I realized that I recognized the book from seeing it on Twitter, maybe, or I knew that I'd seen it somewhere. And so I picked it up, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's about MASH. I love MASH. And like, even just a couple of years ago, there was like a little trend in like the writer community, like on YouTube, of doing like author MASH, of like putting like your author dreams in a MASH and doing that. So I did that in a vlog. It's just so much fun. Did you have MASH, Allie? Because I know you're from like the UK, so like you're
UK.
So I don't know if that was like a worldwide thing, or just like I don't know. I'm so curious to know. So let me know while we're still.
I honestly don't know if I've ever played MASH like pen and paper, but I know I had an app for it on my iPod. Like, I had a MASH app. Wasn't anything like Rose, but it was
I don't know why, but like, we're not even that like, we're like, what, a year apart, 2 years apart?
Yeah.
A year apart?
I think a year.
Yeah,
one.
But like, I never had an app for MASH. I always did it pen and paper.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I think I might have once, but I don't like remember it too well.
That's crazy. We'll play a game of MASH today. Maybe a few games of MASH. I have all of the different categories in little jars. So we have our partner, who we're going to marry, fictional characters. We've got fictional modes of transportation. some are not actual. Like I got like a bike in here because some characters like ride a bike. But other than that, I have like specific character modes of transportation or just like fictional means of transportation. We also have number of kids, so I just kind of put some random numbers in here. Also, you don't know everything that I put in here because I came up with some more last night.
I'm excited.
We got pets, which is not. I feel like in MASH, I always like added extra things. I don't know if this was like a part of the official MASH. I don't even remember if it's in the book, but I thought it'd be fun to put some fictional pets from books that we love.
Yeah.
And then fictional worlds, which I thought would be fun to kind of throw in there. So we've got some fictional places, some good, some bad, perhaps. Although, are there really any good fictional worlds? They're all flawed because all worlds are flawed. But
all worlds are flawed.
We've got some interesting things for the partners, the love interests. I put some very bad options in there.
Oh no!
Just to kind of spice things up a little bit.
Yeah, add a little flavor.
Yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. What is Lockers and Prom? Is that like a children's book or something that you love? Because Allie's really big into middle grade. I don't know. Let me know. I don't even know where I like learned about MASH. It was just always like a part of life.
It's just a core thing.
What time is it for you right now, Allie? Because we were thinking of doing MASH at like the end, but obviously there's not going to be any spoilers for the book at that point. So if you're going to be like awake still, I can like text you when we're about to do
a message.
MASH. Come back.
Like, hey,
we're going to play games. I'm really excited about that. But yeah, back to my story. 10:20 p.m. Okay. How long of a chat do you think this is going to be?
I don't know.
If we maybe get back to you in like 40, 50 minutes, are you still going to be awake? I'll be awake? Okay, perfect. I'll text you then. It's still going to be spoiler free for a little second because I just realized I cut myself off of what I was talking about. But I found the book in the bookstore, bought it, and it's very rare that I ever do that if I haven't heard like a lot of people talking about it or if it's not from an author that I already know. And Eleanor Clover was a debut author with this book, but I bought it. And I think I pretty much read it right away. Like, I don't think there was like much of like a breathing period between buying it and reading it. And I just remember, I think it was a weekend, and I just sat down and I read most of it. And then it was dinner, and I was so mad that I had to stop reading. And then after dinner, my dad was like, "Do you want to go visit your grandma?" And I was like, "Of course I want to go visit my grandma." So I had to go visit her. And so we were there for like over an hour. And the whole time I was just thinking of Roe Devereux. And I was like even talking to my cousin who was there. And I don't remember if she asked me if I was reading anything because she also reads, or if I just like naturally snuck it into the conversation because I really wanted to get back to the book. But I was like, all I can think about is this book.
Just Roe.
When you first started getting more American things, like Lockers and Prom. Okay. You know what's weird? We had Prom, but it's not like the Americanized version of Prom. We didn't even call it Prom. It was Dinner and Dance.
That's funny.
But it sucks because I didn't even get my freaking dinner. They took it away from me.
You were robbed.
It's been like 6 years. I'm not over it. Ew. Sorry, just realized how old I'm getting.
That was a long time ago.
That was a jump scare. But yeah, and we didn't have, I don't know if you had lockers. Okay. I'm assuming you went elementary, middle, high school, right?
Me?
Yeah. I went elementary straight to high school because there was no middle school in my direct area, like in my school district. And so my elementary, it's not now, but my elementary when I was there went till grade 7. So there was the option to leave after grade 5 and go to a French immersion middle school where like all your classes were in French. So you had to like really quickly learn French when you got there, and I just was not interested in that. And only like one person from my class was leaving. I was like, there's no way. My cousin did it, my older cousin.
Yeah.
Fluent in French, which is just unimaginable to me. I'm also just like not good at picking up languages. Like I'm good with vocab, but for some reason it's like English grammar. I'm so good at that, and it takes up all my brain that like I have no more room for any other languages in my head. Anyways, So elementary until grade 7, and then I went to high school for grade 8 through 12. We didn't have lockers in elementary school. Did you have like lockers in any?
We had like cubbies, but not like lockers. Like I didn't get them until like middle school.
Yeah, we had a cloakroom. So off of every classroom,
that sounds like fun.
There was a cloakroom where it was just like a bunch of hangers, and like there was like a shelf above and below the hangers, so like you put your coat in your backpack and like whatever. And it was always the worst, especially when you got to like grade 6, 7, when like your period started to come.
Yeah.
Because we also had we had the desks that like you put stuff in the desk, but I wasn't going to keep a pad in my desk, obviously, and you had to obviously ask to go to the bathroom. So like if you had to go change your pad, you would have
Everyone would know.
Yeah, because you had to be like, can I go to the bathroom? And then you'd have to go to the cloakroom, which is like.
Is it like still like in the classroom, kind of like it's like a closet, I guess?
So like, okay, the way you enter the classroom is through the cloakroom. Right, I was gonna draw it out, but I'm not gonna waste my MASH paper to do this. So like you enter through the cloakroom, you go. If I'm thinking about like my grade 6, 7 classroom, you walk in, you go into the cloakroom. To the left is the door to enter the class, and then you're in the class. And then on the far side, when you enter, you look. That's the door to go to the bathroom. And so you'd have to go to the cloakroom and then all the way back through the class to go to the bathroom. So I just never did, and it caused a lot of issues for me. But like that's just so embarrassing because you don't want to announce, because at that time there's such like not like shame around it, but just like nobody talks about it. I don't know how it is now, but it was just.
Well, and I feel it just felt like embarrassing too, kind of like.
So like in high school, I set up like, we're so off topic right now, but in high school, I set up like systems for myself. Like I had pads in my bag. I had a separate bag in my locker, specifically that had pads in it. So if I had to leave class to do it, I would just say kind of go to the bathroom, and then nobody was ever in the halls. So I would just go to my locker, sneak a pad in my bag, or like, because I didn't want to bring my bag with me, because I did that once in art class, because I knew that my locker bag was out of pads. So I had to bring my backpack with me, and I came back into the art class, and my friend Jeremy, who it's so funny because now I tell him every time I get my period, which is a whole other thing. But he was just like standing just like right in front of the door, and I walk in, and he's like, "You have your period," and I'm like. Uncalled for. It was grade 8. I'm like, that's a little uncalled for, but yes. Anyways, so off topic. I'm so interested by the UK schooling. I don't know why, but primary and secondary. Then college is 16 to 18. Primary had no lockers. We had a hook and a cloakroom. See, Canadians and the British, right there with you. And a tray. Then secondary, you could pay for a locker. Oh. That's crazy. I remember loving when I finally got a locker.
I was so excited for my first locker.
Did you have a full locker, or was it a half locker?
It was a half one. I never had a full one.
No, me either. Which is good, because I feel like it's a lot of wasted space.
It's too much space.
Although it was annoying when you had somebody like beneath you, like if you were at the top, or like, because I remember in grade 8, I think grade 8 and 9, we had the same lockers. And it was done alphabetically. And so I was below this dude named Paolo. And we had to like come up with a system. I was like always sneaking under his legs, and I felt really awkward. And at the very beginning too, I like put my lock on backwards, and so I just like avoided my locker for like a whole week because I didn't know how to open it. And then I don't remember what grade 9 was. But then grade 10, we were moved on the opposite side of the school. I think I was on top that time, but I think we were still like all in the same area. And then in grade 12, we got to pick our own lockers through like a website, so like you could pick to be like next to your friends. So Lorena specifically wanted a bottom locker, and I wanted a top. So we were, it made sense.
Cute.
So like all of my friends were like in this one little section together. It was okay, we're so off topic. Anyways. I read the book in a day, is what my main point was here. I read the book in a day, and I loved it. And I was hooked from the beginning, and like, whatever, I love this book a lot.
Yeah. It's so good. It's just so good.
Stupid. Yeah, I was just really interested by the whole concept of turning MASH into like an actual functioning app that had like actual like science behind it. And a 97% accuracy rate to like actually predict your future. It was just such an interesting concept, and I'm pretty sure she did like like it's true. Did I read the acknowledgments when I reread this? Because I feel like she talked about it somewhere that like there was actual science behind this.
I don't remember if I read the acknowledgments.
I feel like it wasn't in here, but I feel like I read or like maybe I listened to an audiobook, not an audiobook, a podcast with her in it or something. But I feel like she did originally. I think she had like a job or something where like she learned about stuff like this.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's cool.
She went to school for creative writing, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Anyways, it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
To like predict the future and stuff like that, and like all the problems that like arose because of it. Unfortunately, though, I do think we need to delve into spoilers now.
Yeah. Sorry, Allie.
Sorry, Allie, but I will text you when we are about to play the games of MASH so that you can be involved.
Let you know.
Because it will be a fun, spoiler-free moment of the live show. But yeah, thank you for talking with us. It was lots of fun. So
it was.
Bye, Allie.
Bye,
Allie. Yeah, so I need to take a sip of water because I was just talking for too long about literally nothing important.
I like how you said water and you grabbed Coke.
I realized that after I said it. I was replaying it in my brain as I was sipping. Yeah. So I guess this one actually isn't that spoilery, but I feel like I need to hold the book. I don't know why I'm like this. I feel like Eleanor Clover literally took some of my all-time favorite tropes and just put it in one book to make the perfect Britney book.
Oh yeah, she had you in mind. This book was made for you.
Literally. We just talk about the relationship in this book, okay? We go from child to best friends, to strangers, to fake dating, to lovers.
Yeah.
We all know fake dating is my all-time favorite trope in the entire world. Don't know why that trope has a chokehold on me, but I'm obsessed with it.
It literally has you like in a headlock, like it's just and it won't let go.
Yeah. Love a good best friends or like friends to lovers, but add childhood friends to lovers on top of that.
And then they had a falling out, so then they had to reconnect and relearn.
So it's also got like it's not really a second chance romance because they were never like romantically involved.
Yeah.
But they did have a really strong connection, knew each other their entire lives.
Yeah.
So it's just so many elements that I love. Oh, I love it so much. And then like child to best friends and then fake dating. It's just fucking iconic. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that?
To pause afterwards. I just loved the romance and like them reconnecting. And like even though they were just like, oh, like we still hate each other, but like you could tell that like they didn't actually, and that like the feelings had just been there the whole time. I was like, oh.
It's my bread and butter.
So
I'm trying to decide if I want to go through some of my tabs because my first page specific note is 102, but I've got many tabs before that.
Ooh.
So do you want me to go through tab by tab? Because I will happily
if you want to.
Tab by tab. Maybe I can skip some depending on what they are. Yeah. Also, I remember when you said you finished this book, you said you wanted to go get yourself a physical copy. And I was like, you can get the hardcover because it's stunning.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to see the seafoam green.
And it's got the yellow writing, right? So I was like, you can either get the hardcover because it's gorgeous, or the paperback did just come out recently. But like,
it's so pretty.
It's so pretty. Seafoam green is very special to me. I don't know why. I really like it.
It's
just so soft.
Color.
Okay, that one is just them talking about MASH. Yeah.
I love Rose's friend's name.
Marin.
I love.
She just happened to be in that quote. That's the only reason why I knew. Just
nice.
Yeah.
I wish she was in the book more. She wasn't in it that much, but I liked her character.
Yeah, and I like that she didn't want to like do the MASH. She did eventually, right? Like she did the
towards the end. She was just like, yeah, I got that on my test, and Ro was like, wait a second, you took it?
Yeah,
and she was like, yeah.
I do like the.
And I think she took it with her girlfriend. Like they took it like at the same time, which was so cute.
But I really love this quote about MASH. It was all completely fantastical, but seeing those new penny shiny futures written out on paper made them feel possible. It was like bottling up a daydream and drinking it straight. I wanted to recreate that feeling with the app, and I got there, 75% of the way.
So good.
So good. Because it's true. Like, obviously, there is no, like, weight behind doing MASH. It's just us writing shit down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But, like, it was so fun to put all of, like, your little crush's names on there. And, like, the cutest boys in school, or, like, sometimes the not-so-great boys in school, just for some drama. And, like, it felt like it was real. It felt like this could happen.
It did.
Because we wrote it down. Like, it's manifesting. Although, obviously, like, when we were kids, we didn't know what manifesting was.
We didn't know what that was.
You know. But I also love how ingrained into Rose's character was her connection to her mom, or the lack thereof.
Oh, yes.
Because there's this quote, Vera basically raised
I love Vera.
Ro. We love Vera. And I loved that Vera was like the kind of like mentor character in this book, who like kind of taught her all about the science and the logic to all the rash, emotional human choices we make. So I did this one with a little sad blue tab, but it could also be a quote. I gripped on with white knuckles, never speaking of my mother, but always hoping there'd be a pattern in what I learned that could explain why she'd left me.
Oh. And I think the thing that's like so sad about like her mom leaving too is like she was best friends with Miller's mom.
Yeah.
And like her mom was like upset with her too because like she loved Ro obviously, and like it's just
hurts my soul.
Yeah. And like the book just felt so realistic too. Like all the things that happen, like those things could like definitely happen in real life as well. It's just she did such a good job.
I love this line too, also about her mom. Talking about how like her mom like left and went back to her maiden name, and she would sometimes see her in like articles and stuff. Every so often, I'd come across an article that mentioned her, always unintentionally, always with the kind of jolts that felt like putting my finger in an outlet.
Oh.
Immediately, like you can imagine what that would feel like, which I just love. Also, this book, while when I mainly think of it, I think of Ro and Miller and how cute they are, and I think about MASH. There's a lot of sad tabs in this
so
book.
Much sad. There's so
like
much sad.
There's so this is like a sea of blue.
Yeah.
Blue and green, so sad in quotes. And it isn't until like past the halfway mark that there's like any pink.
Yeah. The slow burn was burning.
It was flickering slow.
Oh, we literally got crumbs.
Yeah. Oh, wait, are you kidding me? My mom knew, same as I do now, the future. We weren't the version of it she was looking for, so she went.
Oh, that hurts. She was just a kid.
Can we talk about how her mom would like start sending her gifts and then started just sending her money for her birthday instead? And her and Miller would burn these $100 bills.
Yeah.
Children.
Yeah, and they did it for so long.
I think that's like, oh my god, I just fucking ripped my dust jacket.
No. Is it bad?
I don't know if you can tell, but like,
oh no, you can see it.
I display this book too. That's heartbreaking. Anyways, but I always hate that in like books or movies when like a character that like left or hurt the main character tries to give them something and they're like, no, I don't want it. Like, keep it. Be mad at your mom all you want.
Yeah.
Curse her name. Take her goddamn money.
Yeah. Well, because if anything, like she could have just given it to Miller and that would have helped him with college.
But then we wouldn't have the beautiful story that we do.
Very true.
Like, just put it away for a rainy day. Like,
yeah. Or give it to your dad for the restaurant.
Yeah, it made me sad.
But...
See, and then the next page, literally after that, she's talking about how there wasn't enough money. She watched her dad's dream fade to gray, knowing her mother was out there somewhere living hers in full color. I'm like, honey, she was giving you $100 bucks.
Yeah.
$100 bucks.
$100 bucks.
Braining. Ah, I hate that these woods belong to both of us, that even here, 3 summers after he last spoke to me, I'm thinking of Miller. The firelight playing across his pale cheeks, and the echo of his laugh on the wind, and the rooted way he was always nearby. It's Miller's face blinking back at me when I close my eyes, grab right onto the earth until my fingernails hurt. That last way he looked at me before he never looked at me again.
They're just so precious.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, like for Miller, like I could see myself in him. Like I was exactly like him when he was younger. Like I would cry over everything. I was just so like I felt like everything.
Yeah, for sure. I loved this quote as well. And I feel like it's quotes like these that really what's the word I'm looking for? Showed me how good her anxiety rep could be in another book, because in The Someday Daughter, this one, the main character has anxiety rep, and it's a quote like this next one that really like yeah, I can see that like you could write a book like that. Anyways, when I can't breathe, when my brain feels like the gash of a trapped scream, the woods root me down, trip my lungs like a breaker so they remember their rhythm and keep me alive.
Yeah, we got little crumbs of anxiety rep in this book, which they were really well done too.
Like Eleanor Clover, Miss Ma'am, I love you. Yeah, so this is when she's now at the what the hell's the place called?
Accelerate.
Is that what it's called? Oh yeah,
I think so.
Wait a second. XLR8. Accelerate? This whole time I'm like, where did these letters come from? What does this mean?
Yeah. It took me a second to piece together too.
If this was a video right now, like if I was filming a video, the slow zoom I'd be doing on my face.
I feel like I just changed your life.
Eleanor Clover's mind is too strong for me, I guess.
It is too powerful.
I guess I've also just like never said it out loud before, so like I just never thought about it.
Yeah. But it's funny because like I know that it was supposed to be accelerate, but like every time I'd read the word, like I'd say accelerate and then I'd do like XLR8. Like every time I'd read it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Anyway, she's at accelerate. Blew my mind. That's way easier to say than XLR8. Anyways. Okay. So glad that you said it before I had a chance to embarrass myself like that. Okay.
No, you're good.
But they're like meeting, and Evelyn's like, "This would be your team." And she says, "My desire to be one of them hits pure and strong all at once." Oh, that's like how I feel when I like watch authors on like a panel. They're like, "Yeah, that's cute."
Yeah. Oh. But like just imagine like being given that opportunity, like of course you would take it because like she's so young and that's like such a big thing. Like she literally had people working for her at 18. That's crazy.
The way that she literally was just trying to create her like senior project, like just trying to graduate, and it turned into this whole big thing.
I think it was her cousin, right, who like posted something about it. Yeah,
love that her cousin's an influencer. I think that's so funny. What did you think about like I did write like a note that kind of just directly skips to the end of the book. Do we want to talk about it now or should I wait?
You can talk about it now.
I'm just gonna put the book down. I'm really mad that I ripped the dust jacket. Anyways.
It's so sad.
So there's the article that goes out about MASH and the damage that it causes. So the depression rates going up in teens, people giving up on their dreams because of what the app told them. I had a few questions that came up because of this. Do you think that what... Okay, no. Okay, let me see which one I want to start with. Okay. Do we think that this article was a bit harsh? Like, do you think the app MASH is a good or a bad thing? I've got follow-up questions to this, but like, do you think that this article was a bit harsh?
I think it was, because it's just like, it's not like telling you like that's exactly how your life is going to be, but it is marketed. They marketed like this is like, this will tell you what is going to happen.
Like, I understand. Like, obviously, Roe knew that the app was not 100% foolproof, or like the app. And she knew that it was 93% accurate or whatever. And I understand that making it seem 100% foolproof is like a good marketing strategy, I guess, to get people like more interested in trying it. But I do think that that's where the damage came from, not so much the app itself, but the way that they decided to market it. Like, it wasn't at all Roe's fault, but obviously all the fault went on to Roe. But yeah, I think I wrote down, O'Marin said something on page 281. Let me just skip ahead. I'm gonna take this dust jacket off. I'm terrified now.
Yeah, risking no more damage to that thing.
We all know what book we're talking about. I'll just stick it right there. Okay. Page 281. So Marin said something about the app, and I was like, this is exactly, like, it sums up exactly how I feel about it.
I just feel so bad for Roe too, because it was literally just supposed to be her senior project, and then it just got taken.
Yeah, like, there was just a line where she's like, I didn't set out to change the world. I was just trying to graduate. But yeah, so Marin. Okay, so it's when Marin takes the quiz and whatever, and how it says that she's going to be an accountant, and she was going to be with some dude named Paul. And Roe was like, but you don't care? And she said, not really. I know who I am and what I want. If that changes someday, okay. If not, also okay. It's the smartest algorithm ever, because you made it, obviously. But it's also just an algorithm. I still get to decide in the end.
Exactly. She said that perfectly. Perfectly said.
Because I think, maybe this is a hot take, but I think that if you do an app like this, like, you take the initiative to take a quiz like this that promises you this is what your future is going to look like, and you take that 100% at its face value, and you give up on your dreams just because of what an app told you, I think maybe that you weren't going to achieve that anyway.
Yeah.
One little setback is going to ruin that for you. And
one part too that made me upset about like the app is when I forgot what her name was. Was it Jazz?
Who?
One of Skylar's friends. Her and her boyfriend broke up, and they were saying it was Mash's fault because her boyfriend took the quiz and got with his match on there. I don't remember what her name was. I know that I think the guy's name was Hunter.
I'm trying to find it because we definitely hear their names before she goes to Josie.
Oh yeah, I think it was her.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because her and her boyfriend broke up, and it was because he took like the dating thing on MASH, and then they were saying that it was Roe's fault, and she broke up the relationship.
But what I loved is that the people actually involved in the relationship, like Josie, never blamed Roe. It was all the outside. Yeah. She was like, I don't blame you. Like, because obviously
she even put out like a statement. She's like, I wanted to keep it private, but y'all are just being too mean. Like, it's literally not her fault.
Felt very real.
Yeah.
Because obviously that he chose to take that app. He chose to take the partner thing, which just proves to me that he would have, cheated eventually, or like
done it in a different way.
Yeah. The app
like it wasn't Roe who like encouraged it.
Yeah.
It just gave him like an excuse, I guess. Be like, yeah, well, Mash told me that blah, blah, blah. I was like, sir.
Yeah, so I have a lot of questions related to this, actually. Okay. So I put, would you want an app like MASH?
Yeah, just because I just want to see what it says. Like, I just want to see like what a possible version of my future could be. But like, if it's not what I wanted it to be, obviously I'll just be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like,
I think there would be a moment of like oh, especially if like in the real world it was being marketed in the same way as in the book, with the 100% accuracy, because then it would be a little discouraging. I'm not gonna like I know I just said what I said, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it's not gonna sting. But then I think there would be a choice where it's like, okay, if it doesn't show what I want, am I still gonna fight for what I want? And I think that I would, because that's just in my nature. But I think it'd be interesting about like all the other parts of it too, like the partner part and like how many kids and like where you're gonna live.
Be.
I think that would be really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think
I'd want one. It would be interesting to see.
And then I put, do you think the negative reaction to MASH would have been the same if they were upfront about the accuracy rate?
No. I don't think it would at all.
Yeah. I think maybe there would have been like a little bit, but nowhere to the degree. Like you should never, like that's why like in all of like commercials for like medicine or like vaccines or something, it's like there's like it's 99% accurate, because you can't promise 100%. And I think that's like if they didn't want to do the 93%, because that leaves too much up to guess, they should have just done like 99% accurate instead of the full 100. But obviously, like for the book's purposes, like you need to have that like drama. Yeah. Anyways, we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming now. At least that tangent was like still on topic. It was just skipping ahead. What do you think about Evelyn and Accelerate? Still blows my mind. Making Ro fake date whoever her perfect match is.
I think it was fun.
Obviously.
Like, and like Ro, she was for it too. Like she was like, oh, this will be good for the image, but like she was kind of like hesitant, so she was kind of just seeing what Miller was gonna say. Like she wasn't gonna do it if he wasn't comfortable. But he's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Like I love that Miller, because obviously it's a very awkward situation. Like it's not just some random person. Like you have a history, you have a like tumultuous kind of history, because like you're best friends, and then you had a big falling out, haven't spoken in years, and at the early point of the book where we're getting to the fake dating, we don't know what Miller thinks of it, Miller's side of everything. We just know Ro and how she feels. So I kind of love that he just comes in and he's like, yeah, I'll do it, but like I need this much money because I need to go to school. Like he just immediately like, instead of like fighting against it, being like, no, like I don't need this bullshit, he's like, no, like I can get something from this. So even though like it's an awkward, weird situation, like I'm going to use this to my advantage. And I kind of really admire that about Miller. I'm not gonna lie.
He was very like headstrong about like what he wanted, and like he just like went for it. And like, oh, love him. And then of course he did it too, because he wanted to support Ro, because like she's his longest friend, and like he even said that in the book too. Like it's just like
the moment when you realize that in order for Ro to get matched with Miller, he had to have taken the quiz. Which meant that he was, even though they hadn't talked in years, he was still thinking of her. He was still rooting for her and paying attention. Because I think even from the very first scene, where they kind of like pass each other and on her way to present her senior project, he never really acknowledges her. He says hello to Marin, but he never acknowledges her. So I'm like, even though he's not acknowledging you physically,
he's still like rooting for you on the sideline. Like he's still like seeing it.
He's seeing you and he's paying attention. Just because it doesn't seem like he is doesn't mean that he's not.
Yeah, I think even Marin even said that like after the test, because Ro told her, and she was like he's paying attention, he still cares. And I'm just like, yes, he does.
Maybe I'd have to get there.
Just too good.
Jazz is a character. She's the one who works at Accelerate.
Oh, I knew there was a Jazz in this book.
I just got it. I don't know where it says from Marin. Anyways,
I don't remember exactly where it was. I might have taken a picture of it.
We'll get there eventually. I love this whole like paragraph too. She's right. I don't know who's right. Vera's right. I never imagined this would happen. All I expected from MASH was a passing grade on my senior project and a stamp of approval from Dad. It was only ever supposed to be a demonstration, something I could hold up to show him what I'm capable of without a college degree. The last week has been like drawing a stick figure and having the curator of the Louvre offer to buy it. It's so unlikely you don't even think to want it, but once you know it's possible, you feel like a failure with anything else.
Oof.
I love that.
Yeah. And I liked how, like, even though her dad was kind of, like, upset with, like, the way that she, like, took it, kind of, he was still, like, supportive of it afterwards. He's like, if you're gonna do it, like, I'm gonna support you, but, like, I wish it would have been different than how it happened.
Yeah. Love.
Oh, also, I saw a picture that I took. She referenced One Direction in this book. I don't know if you noticed. She said, truly, madly, deeply. I saw that.
Wait.
And I got so, yeah.
Truly, madly, deeply?
Yeah.
I thought you meant, like, actually mention One Direction. Am I thinking of a different book?
No, I think One Direction was mentioned in here because she had a poster in her room.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she said truly, madly, deeply, and something about something. I don't remember.
Damn, love that.
Yeah.
That should be like my goal in life, is to try to see how many One Direction song titles I can sneak into a book.
Mm-hmm.
We had an
Maybe your next book project. Yeah.
We had an assignment in English class in grade 9, I think, where we had to write a short story based off like a song. So naturally, I did Half a Heart by One Direction.
That's stunning.
And I remember sitting in like the computer lab, and like we had like a word count that we were supposed to hit, and I was going well above it. And everyone around me is like, how are you like done and like still writing more? They're like, I can barely get like 100 words. And I'm like, this is what I do, babes. Like, this is what I do.
It's in my DNA.
Yeah. I think I got a good grade on that shit too.
That's good.
Although I reread it later and it was not good. So thank you to my teacher, but that was shit.
For what it was at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Love Marin. We're at match day. And she's like, today my virgin Rose falls in love for the very first time. And Rose like, okay, let's manage our expectations. He could be anyone. Not just anyone. You're one.
Oh, love her.
Bob. And I love this whole part too. Maybe I'll have better luck with my match. Someone algorithmically perfect for me. That was a really hard word to say. Algorithmically.
Algorithmically.
Yeah. Maybe at least I'll be better at faking a relationship than I've ever been at nailing one down for real. How hard can it be? Hold hands a little, laugh at their bad jokes. I've seen The Bachelor. I know how shit works.
Oh, such an icon.
So good. And then, oh my god, the moment when like she gets matched with Miller and we don't even know who it is yet. I mean, obviously we know because we know. But before she says his name, I love that like they get to 0. She grins like a maniac and hits the button. And then she says, at first I think it's a glitch. My face freezes in its smile. I couldn't move my lips if I wanted to. My entire body suddenly feels like plastic, like I'm fake, like this is a dream or a joke, someone's playing on me. It isn't until Marin whispers, oh my god, that I remember everyone's watching me. Alistair Miller. I'm so glad they never really call him Alistair. I hate that.
Yeah, I like Miller better. So much better.
I think it's also because I think of The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, and there's that character Alistair, so that's from my mind. I sometimes forget about that book because it's in storage right now, so like I don't look at it. But then like I'll like look at old photos on my bookshelf, and I'll be like, "What's that book?"
I still need to read the second one.
I've read it, but I need to get it. Is what I was saying. But like,
yeah, synced.
Always. The way that you said synced, where it is, I look down and sync was on the page.
Wow, that just solidifies it.
The book is in sync with us.
It is.
The way, this like goes to like them being like childhood best friends, like literally from the moment they were born, right? They were born a month apart. You can imagine it. 2 girls from the mountains sitting at the lake in their sun hats, their fat babies grabbing at sand in front of them. Miller and I did every milestone together, almost in sync, always him first. Miller took his first steps, Willow would tell my mom, and a couple of days later I'd take mine. We shared all of it. When my mother left, we shared Willow too.
Oh, and I love how even like in the end, like when Miller's in the hospital, like she's like, she mentioned something about like Willow being Miller's first, but like still being there for her, and it's just like, I do love that she has this connection
with Miller's mom, but it's also so incredibly heartbreaking because obviously she doesn't talk to Miller anymore, so she can't talk to Willow either. So there's a loss there as well, which is just so heartbreaking.
It's
So heartbreaking.
Willow's just like, she's a lovely woman.
I wish we kind of saw more of her because she wasn't really like overly present, but
yeah.
The adults in our lives gravitated to him. His quiet thoughtfulness drew them in all the same ways it drew me. Miller was entirely without pretense, absolutely knowable because he showed all of himself to everyone. He was unlike anyone else and impossible not to love. My very favorite person on the entire face of the earth. Next to him, what was I? It made sense, I thought, that if only one of us could have that kind of love, he deserved it and I did not.
It hurts.
And this is the line that you were just talking about, I think. So Willow was ours, but she was always Miller's first.
Oh. So good.
Oh, we heard, okay, there are like a lot of good moments between Miller and Roe at the beginning that are like callbacks to them that I just did in like a favorite tab instead of like a romance one because it wasn't like in a romantic setting yet.
Romantic context, yeah.
But like once you get the romantic context, it makes it all the more wonderful. We got older and things changed around us, but we stayed the same. I read the world through Miller's reception to it, and he showed me what to do by always doing it first. We heard each other in the language between two people who have never known a life without the other in it. He didn't have to speak to tell me he was upset. I didn't have to show him my hurt for him to believe it was there. When we fought, there was no teeth to it. Miller was like air, a given. He'd be there the next day and the next.
Oh. See, and then like just like hearing that like just makes like everything like that like they've been like apart for so long that it just like makes it hurt even more.
Yeah. And then like the whole part at the party, what do you think about the party scene where their falling out happened?
It just makes me sad.
Yeah, like it's so hard on both sides of it because she does mention that freshman year was the first time she ever felt like invisible. And I think she really wanted to be seen. She really wanted to have the boy that she was crushing on like her back. He was like an older boy, and like I understand the allure of that, especially as a freshman. And so it's sad from her perspective because all she wanted was to go to this party, have Miller go with her, and then she saw her chance to be with Declan, and she seized it, but she did it in the wrong way, in being rude to Miller, which I do think is a very natural thing to do, especially at that age, where you're like in the moment, you're not fully thinking through what you're doing or what you're saying. And I think that teenagers and people in general can be really mean without intending to or without thinking it through, that they just say something and then regret it immediately after, or
like right when it comes out of their mouth.
Or like if you're in a bad mood, like you'll just snap and say something and then you're like, why did I say that? So this is like the first time that she's ever been like mean to Miller and like making fun of him for something that she's never done before. And I can only imagine how much that would hurt Miller and how betrayed he felt by that. So it's so sad on her,
especially because it was like in front of like everybody too, like it was at a party.
Especially since he was like getting made fun of for like being sensitive and being into like nerdier things. But it's sad on her side because all she wanted was to have this boy like her back, and she's rude to her best friend and he leaves. But she ends up in this not great situation with Declan where he tries to push her to do something that she's not ready to do, and she feels violated in that way and sexually like kind of harassed. My battery is dying. And then because of her own stupid actions, as teenagers, consequences of what you do, Miller leaves. And I think that was, I understand why he did it, but I also think that's rude. She told him to leave, I get that. But I also think like you should never leave your friend at a party with like random people. So, baby Miller, that was on you too, buddy. Shouldn't have listened to her. And then she's like in this vulnerable, scared kind of state. and realizing that her best friend left her alone, and it's really nobody's fault but her own. And the way that she like constantly called him and texted him, tried to reach out, and tried to talk to him, and he just was ignoring her. Like the heartbreak of that, of realizing you made one little mistake and it's just all over. You did this one little thing, and it ruined an entire lifetime friendship.
Yeah.
But then we find out Miller's side of it, and how he just needed some space. He just needed some time to come to terms with what happened and get over it. Like he was sad, he was hurting. And she's like, but you ignored me, like you, whatever. And he's like, you only tried for a few days.
Yeah.
So knowing that by the time that he was ready, he felt that she had already moved on and given up.
Given up.
Which is just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's so heartbreaking. I could just cry because like this poor little boy.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
because like she was the only person who ever like saw him for who he was and like accepted him for like fully, and so I bet that was so hard for him too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never done anything without him, and I didn't know how to do this, how to wake up into my life after the night I'd had on my own.
Oh.
That fall, Miller came back to school 6 feet tall, fuller through the shoulders, sturdier than I'd ever seen him, in every single way. Not my Miller anymore. The way that like I kind of relate to parts of this that I'm not going to get into on a live, but like I can relate to not my Miller anymore kind of vibes. You know. The space he left in my life was like a negative in the woods, the blank that remains on the forest floor where something heavy sat for centuries and finally disappears. Nothing grew there anymore, trained to the absence. I left room for him, never moving the log he always propped his bike against, never touching the deck of cards he'd forgotten in our living room. I dug through my desk drawer every 6 months to put new batteries in the walkie-talkies we'd used since we were 7, just in case his voice ever cracked over the line. And the callback to that later on.
Yes, the callback.
Like we don't know if he also put batteries in it this entire time, or if he just put new batteries in at that moment. But just knowing that like he kept the walkie-talkie, and like he
knew that she kept it too.
Yeah, because like the relief that he must have felt, because who knows if he knew at that point if she still had the walkie-talkie, but he just tried, and she did. Like the relief that must have gone through him at that moment. Like I wish we had his like point of view in that one moment. Just the utter relief that must have flooded through his body.
Love him so much.
And then this, Miller cut me out of his life so cleanly, I could only assume it had been easy for him. And I was too proud, too angry to something. Sorry, I said that wrong. Too angry to something not to hate him right back. We grew apart, I told my dad. It happens. It was bound to happen eventually. No. Anyways, lots of things going down with that. We got to the Marin line. Okay. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I was just thinking on the drive home. MASH has only been live for a week, and half that time it was glitched out and wouldn't even load. It's not like it's Facebook or Instagram. I mean, not yet. So it's not this universal thing yet. Not everyone has it. I'm not sure where she's going with this, so I just say right. But Miller had it, she says. He took the whole survey, or he wouldn't have been there for you to match with. I blinked at her, trying to parse what I'm actually feeling from the roil of emotions in my gut. He cares, Marin said. He's paying attention. Stop.
Oh. But then like the whole time that they were like fake dating, he was just trying to just have this mask because he didn't know if like the feelings were reciprocated back. And like,
because from her perspective, she thinks that he's just in it purely 100% to get money for college. And from his perspective, he thinks that she just wants her app to be successful. But there's all these like hidden feelings, and it's just the tension.
And then they're both like doing it kind of for each other as well, because even like Rose, she's like, oh, this has to go well because he needs the money for college, so we can't like blow it up. Wow.
And then Vera asks Ro to tell her what she's feeling, and she's like, tell me what you're feeling. It looks big. What I'm feeling: devastated, that my dream is right at my fingertips and Miller could ruin it, that I achieved something so purely good and now it's tarnished, that I'm scared, under all of it, of every way I've convinced myself not to miss Miller, and that I don't know how I'll keep it up when he's close to me again.
Did she actually say that to Vera?
No, that's just in her head. What she said, because she said what I'm feeling, devastated, and then she did her whole spiel, and she said what I'd tell her. How can this be right? Which this? How can it be Miller? My voice cracks, a hairline fracture on the last syllable of his name. Vera loved Miller once, too. He was my shadow, the two of us always at her house, tumbling through her yard. She'd asked, of course, what happened between us back then. But after so much shrugging her off, she finally stopped asking. It doesn't make sense for it to be Miller. Did we get the algorithm wrong? The way that she is, like, questioning the algorithm instead of, like, looking inwards. I love Vera. Vera looks at me for a long time. Finally, she says, does it not make sense? Suddenly, stupidly, I feel like I might cry. Of course not. She reaches out a hand, and I scoot to the edge of the couch to take it. Her fingers are cool in mine, surprisingly strong when she squeezes my palm. Was your fight so insurmountable? She asks, the same question I've had since freshman year, the one I've held against my heart like shrapnel. I think so, I whisper. Vera's thumb brushes over my knuckles, and her eyes meet mine. Maybe it's not the algorithm, she says, that got this wrong. Yeah.
It's just so good.
Oh, this line too. I've spent the morning in bed reading through old texts with Miller like an idiot with a sunburn lying out at the lake, just worsening the problem, adding to my pain. And the way that like she texts him because they're having trouble contacting him, Accelerate, and she texts him and he responds like, actually he responds hours later. In my head it was right away, but he responds hours later. But the fact that like that means that he had her number still saved in his phone. Like,
yeah, just in case that she was to reach out again, like he just wanted to be there.
Yeah,
so good.
And then when she sees Willow for the first time, she's like, hi honey. She smiles, and I manage something smile adjacent in return. Seeing her face is half a relief and half harrowing, a nauseating blend of muscle memory from all the time I spent growing up in her house and all the shame that floods me knowing that she must know, that Miller must have told her all of it.
No.
Yeah. I knew, though, that Willow was Miller's before she was mine, and that in losing him, I'd lose my right to both of them. Crying! The way that I'm just like trying to get to like where my first actual note is for this book. The way, okay, I love. Where'd you go? Oh, you just turned your thing off. I was like, sweet loser. I'm just gonna keep talking, even though I can't hear you and I can't see you. I hope that's okay. So Miller goes to pick her up on the like first day back to school after they decide to like fake date, and she's like all confused by it, and she says, why are you doing this? We could have just met at school. Is that what we do if we were in love? I almost spit out my tea. He's just gonna throw that word out there when we're only 2 minutes in. I have absolutely no idea what it would be like if we were in love. I look at him and he's so unrattled it makes me seethe. I cannot even begin to imagine that scenario. Oh, this book. I just love Ro. Oh, I just realized Alyssa texted me. Okay, she can still hear me. Perfect. The chaos. I'm in the wrong Twitter. Okay. But yeah, I love Ro and Miller so much. And I just love his whole approach to the fake dating. Like, is that what we would do if we were in love? Love him. Oh, stop. I study his face, searching for the boy I knew once who wore the full contents of his heart outside his body for everyone to see. He smiles at someone over my shoulder, and I can't find him here. But then I remember, this means nothing to Miller. He's doing it for money. He can hold my hand and fake a smile and all the rest because he doesn't care, because there is nothing of his heart to show here at all. You're different than you used to be, I tell him. Yeah, Miller doesn't look at me. So are you. Oh. Stop. Oh, this line made me cackle so hard, okay? He showed up at my house unannounced and drove me here, and we held hands in the hallway like assholes. And then Marin's like, what? You held hands? Like in the literal sense, yes, not in a meaningful way. Not in a meaningful way. So good. Oh, this part hurts. He doesn't say anything, just takes my hand, same as this morning. His fingers are bony, the hard knots of his knuckles threaded against mine. We haven't held hands since we were, what, 5? I look up at him, but he's staring straight ahead, like his hands disconnected from his body, and it's just this dead thing he's given me to hold on to, like it's not even a part of him.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. God, I love Eleanor Clover's writing so much.
It's just, yeah, the writing is very good.
It's so good. You need to read The Someday Daughter. It is also fantastic.
Oh, come on. Let's see if Toby has it.
What's this? Since that first day in the car, I've kept the heat out of my voice when I talk to him. He's doing his job and I'm doing mine. The pinprick memory of our past days where it is, unspoken, buried with the versions of ourselves we were back then. It lives between us like a translucent membrane. I can see Miller through it, but I can't feel him there. In some ways it's impossible, in some ways it's easier.
Oh, so good. I'm trying to see if the library has it, but I'm not. I'm still paying attention, by the way.
Yeah, this part is what I was mentioning earlier about where we find out Miller's side of the story. She confronts him about everything. They're eating ice cream, whatever. What did she say? She said, anyway, Miller, seriously forgive me if you aren't exactly top of mind after you haven't spoken to me in 3 years. And he says, which was your choice? I called you every day after it happened. You didn't pick up. He puts his ice cream down, like a parent about to dish some discipline. If I could breathe, I'd use the air to laugh at him. You called me every day for 1 week. When he looks at me, there's a controlled calm holding his features in place. I was hurt, Ro. I wasn't ready to talk about it. Every word settles on me like a shovel full of sand. Like the lake bed rising up to bury me. I haven't blinked in so long my eyes burn. And then you just stopped calling, Miller says, like you didn't even care anymore. I thought this pain was dormant in me, impassive as wet wood, but I shocked myself, shocked both of us maybe with how fast my fury sparks to flame. No, I say louder than I should. At the table next to us, a woman looks up from her sundae. You're the one who completely disappeared from my life. You didn't care, Miller. How could you possibly have thought that? Oh, after everything, you literally told me to leave you alone, Ro. I clearly didn't mean forever. That wasn't clear, Miller shouts. His eyes are angry and unblinking on mine. His chest rises and falls, the breath forced and shuddering. And then he shakes his head just a little and glances around. The woman watching us quickly looks away. We shouldn't be doing this.
See, that was like the first glimpse we got into that he was really hurt by it. But there was more to it on his side. It's just
You literally told me to leave you alone. I clearly didn't mean forever. That wasn't clear. Hurts. After a lifetime of sharing everything, Miller had chosen not to share my shame, not to make space for that cowardly person inside me who spent a week crying into his voicemail. Miller had watched me wheedle for his own mother's affection from the moment mine left. Miller had pulled me bleeding from the Gossamer Lake Dam. Miller had been there for every ugly, awful thing. But when we were 15, I made a mistake, and Miller decided the relief of being free of me was finally bigger than the pain of losing me. Miller picked that, and like so many times before, picking it for himself, and he was picking it for both of us. Oh, stop. Could just sob my eyes out right now. Oh my god, wait. They're doing the interview, and the interviewer asks Miller, what would you say to those who write Ro's app off as a gimmick? And he says, come on, Ro doesn't need me to protect her. such a direct callback to
what happened. And then it's funny how, because you're gonna get to it soon, but like the media like spun it how he was like a feminist icon and like he was just looking out for her. But bro, like the two of them know like what he meant by it. It's just
I want to scream at him for unearthing a memory on live television he won't talk about when we're alone. Like, are you kidding me? The pain. I just realized I got past the part where my note was. It was about Rowan Miller, so we're still on topic. But I put Rowan Miller's situation breaks my heart. Him not being ready to talk about it at the time and her not calling anymore because he wouldn't answer. Heartbreak. Rachel's here. Sorry.
The gasp you got.
I love Rachel. Hi, Rachel. Shadows. Okay. Yeah, everything she writes is devastating. Breaks my heart. Oh, that's so funny. Hi.
Her writing is devastating though. Like it just flows so well, but like there's like little lines that just like stab you in the soul. Like it's
absolutely just, like I feel like she was literally looking into my soul when she wrote this book. She's like, let me put in every one of Brittany's favorite tropes. Let me put in all of her trauma, all of her heartbreak, and let me wrap it with a pretty bow of childhood games. Like, yes, thank you. Beautiful.
Everything you wanted and more.
Oh God, I love this book. Okay.
It's just so good.
Oh. Okay, wait, what was this? It's talking about silver linings. Oh yeah, it's about the feminist king. Say it louder for the fuckboys in the back line. Everyone says, thank God, because we needed a silver lining here. I stare unblinking at the screen. This is not a silver lining, I want to tell her. This is the very worst part. This is the knife Miller put between my ribs. Stop! Oh God. Yeah. I could just cry. Oof. So this is when, I loved all like the media training that Felix was giving them on like how to be like a couple and like you got to present like the best friend. And just love this. When you move through a tight space together, a door frame or a crowded hallway or an aisle at the freaking grocery store, you touch her back or her elbow, you attune to her. Ro is stunning. You are capital B blessed to be matched with her. Act like it.
That was one of my favorite lines. Felix was an icon for that.
I adore him, especially like the whole part where they kind of like feel betrayed by him later on. But then they need him to like drop their video at the end. And he like pulls through for them.
He was like, all right, I'll just be unemployed again, it's fine.
He took one for the team.
He really did.
Love this. Similarly, you need to work on your eye contact, by which I do not mean glaring at each other because you've managed to nail that one with no help from me.
Yes, I like how he just like walked them through of like how to like make it look more believable and not just like holding hands and like that's it. And Miller played the part so well too.
Literally, like he right here it says mile. The way that I cannot speak. Okay. Miller smiles, soft and sincere and incredibly convincing, and then says, your hair is eating me. I tell him to go to hell, but it honestly feels like we're already there.
And then there's a part later where he's giving her a hug and he says something, and then Rose like, even if my hair is eating you, and he's like, especially then. I was like, please. I was a puddle on the floor.
Literally. God, Eleanor Clover is just her writing. She knows how to hit those like emotional like really hard-hitting moments and those hard-hitting lines, and then also the humor is so good. The really sad parts too, like the not just like the hard-hitting lines, but just the sad plot points, like with Vera.
That one like ripped me to shreds.
Right, and the tension and the romantic tension and just she's so talented. I need you to read The Sunday Daughter so we can discuss the anxiety wrapped in that book, and because I love that book so much too. I do think I like this one just a little bit more, just because I don't know. Fake dating. I mean, it's really hard to compete with fake dating. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, literally, she has no right to be so funny and then immediately so crushing in the same paragraph. I get emotional whiplash reading this a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Just on a roller coaster.
Truly, because I think I do have some pages where it's like funny and then sad on like the same page, or like My next note is about Vera dying, but we're not there yet in the tabs. Okay, no, we're there. We're not there quite yet, but we're there.
Yeah.
The same day Miller and I book an interview with BuzzFeed, Vera winds up in the hospital for the first time. Her cancer is beyond treatment. She comes home from that 2-day stay and moves in with us, which is how I know she's dying for real.
Oh no.
Now, every time I try to sleep, the searing details of losing Vera are there waiting for me. Her house I grew up in sold to a stranger. The conversations I'll have about the app she helped me create. Every single celebratory dinner for the rest of my life without her there.
Oh.
Her illness makes Miller bearable only because now something else hurts more.
Yep. I think I messaged you that line. I was like, please.
Yeah, I could literally just cry on the spot right now, but I'm gonna hold in my emotions. I do have like
her
chills.
Death scene, I was sobbing. Like I was sobbing.
Oh my god. Okay, literally a funny line and then a sad line, literally right on top of each other.
Yeah.
Who gave her the right?
Rachel was talking about.
The audacity of Eleanor Clover. Okay, so people are like tweeting or like whatever about Miller. Can we talk about Miller? Hey, at RodeDev, if you ever change your mind, I'll take Miller off your hands. Only thing stopping me from downloading MASH is I know I won't match with Miller. The way that I'm like that too. Like, I'm not going to download a dating app because like my fictional characters aren't going to be there.
Yeah, it's not there. Match with Miller. And there's no point.
Jeez. But then right after that, and then there's me, the girl who has him, watching him detangle from me the moment we're backstage, cutting his eyes from mine like the rip of a Band-Aid, saying nothing as he walks away. He's become such a good liar, he even has me convinced sometimes. In suspended, sporadic moments, I forget that behind the public Miller who loves me is the real Miller who hates me. As Mo falls deeper, also ship name Mo. Crazy.
I love it so much.
Great. As Mo falls deeper in love on camera, the real divide between us stays gaping and night black and frigid. There is no air in the space we share. It's impossible there to do something so simple as breathe. Ugh. Okay. Oh. Damn. Okay. We're like getting real close to. Oh. And she says, I see Vera every day. I tell him weekly. I say it like it's an apology because it should be. Yeah, Dad says, I hope you feel like it's enough, Ro, because he breaks off. I still on mine. I know what he was going to say, because soon she'll be gone. He stops himself because he's my dad, because he'd never stoke my guilt so pointedly. Because she loves you too, he finishes finally, and she wants to share your life with you. And he says, you can't make this go away by not looking at it. I know you want to, Ro, but you can't. I feel like that's such a hard thing because death is such a scary thing to face. Like, we all know it's going to happen to everyone we know. We know it's going to happen to us. And especially like with the older people in your life, like you come to expect it and it's just kind of like a part of your life. And you just kind of go about your day and then you realize one day they're not going to be here and I need to be present and I need to make that conscious effort to be there with them. I've been feeling that a lot with like my grandparents recently because they're old and they're like sick and it's like you have to really make that conscious effort to like take a step outside of yourself and be like, I know I'm busy and I really struggle with this with like every facet of my life. But like to know that you're busy in life and you have a lot of things you need to do, but to stop and take that moment and be like, okay, but also seeing these people who are not going to be here forever is also really important, just to sit with them and talk to them. So yeah, that really got me, that she's just like so busy and like kind of avoiding it. Because
I think it's so hard for her too, because Vera kind of raised her, and like since she has cancer, like she can see the toll that it's taking on her body, and she just doesn't want to see her like that, but like she also wants to spend that time with her. It's just so hard like to watch it happen,
and like that time you can't get back. I remember being a kid and my great grandma was very old, obviously, like great grandma. And I was only like 7 when she died, I think. But I remember like she lived in a nursing home, and the last opportunity that I had to go see her, I think was like around Easter. I vividly remember my mom asking me, do you want to go see her? And I said, not today, next time.
Oh.
And then I just didn't.
It wasn't a next time. That's so sad.
Yeah, and like the same thing happened with my grandpa. Back in 2019, I was sick, so like, I had a very valid reason for not going to the hospital because I was sick. But I also had just gotten my braces taken off, and so my teeth were in a lot of pain. And so my mom was like, "Do you want to go visit him?" Because he was in the hospital. And I said, "I'll go tomorrow. I think like I still like I don't feel good. I'm sick, and my teeth hurt. So I'm like, I'll go tomorrow." He literally died at 1 a.m. So like I couldn't go see him. So like I definitely like, it's just so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking because you never know when it's going to happen.
You just know it is going to.
Yeah. Oh, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't mean to just like trauma dump there a little bit. But here. Okay. You never know what to expect with these live shows, you know?
I know. You get everything.
Yeah. Like we're still gonna play MASH later. It's gonna be fun. How long have we been live? Quite a while. I mean, to be fair, I do have a lot of tabs in this book.
Yeah.
Like there's tabs, but they're not worth talking about. She Marin asks when is she coming home. She isn't, I know. She's been gone for 16 days, and each time I see her, there's less of there to see. But that same stricken person inside me answers Marin all on her own. Soon, I think.
Oh, and the fact that they both know is like, oh
yeah. And just the way okay, so we're at like the whole, what's the dance? Is it like the winter formal or?
I think so. Something like that.
And Marin's there with her new girlfriend. I think her name's Autumn.
Yes, Autumn. That sounds correct.
And she's like, I want to be with someone who loves me without having to pretend. Because Felix is there like taking photos of them, and then Autumn is like, I gotta ask, is this real?
Yeah.
Breaks my heart. We got our first pink tab. Everyone screamed. So this is one of my favorite moments in fake dating. Like, absolutely. It doesn't always happen exactly like this, but it's just my favorite. Is when they're like confronted with like, is this actually real? Like, prove it to us.
Yeah.
And she's like, I haven't seen you guys like touch each other and like whatever. And then Marin's like, come on, like stop it.
Yeah.
Miller's hands on my cheeks. They're warm in the new winter cold of the lakefront, and I'm still looking at Autumn when Miller uses them to turn my face toward his in the dark. His eyes skate across mine, quick but connecting. Before he dips his chin, he kisses me, and it's careful, like the soft press of his mouth might hurt me or him.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? Oh, and then okay. Eleanor Clover needs to pay for my therapy bills because what the actual fuck? To go from that absolute
literally the next page.
Absolute tomfoolery, having the time of my life, fake dating, culminating into an actual kiss, to her dad calling her saying, it's time, honey.
Yeah.
Ma'am?
The audacity.
Ellen, I've got some beef with you. When I say emotional whiplash, what the fuck? Okay, because I just re-experienced it. I knew it was coming. I just re-experienced it again. What the fuck? And the way that Miller, sweet baby boy, he just like dropped everything. He's like, I'm going with you. Like, I'm gonna take you.
Yeah, he was quick to be like, yeah, this is fine. Like, we're getting out of here. Yeah, and then even Felix was just like, where are you guys going? Like, obviously, Ro was like scared to answer. He's like, we're leaving. Like, we're not staying here.
And he's like, because Felix has no idea what's going on. And so Miller's like, we're leaving. No, okay. Felix is like, are you two leaving? You can't leave it. You need to pretend for at least an hour. We're leaving, Miller says, his hand still in mine. And when I keep moving toward his car, he comes with me. Stop. Felix's voice gets gulped up by the wind, and I barely hear his car door close behind us. We reach Miller's wagon, and I pull open the door. I don't care about Felix. I don't care about anything. I just need to get to where I'm going. Guys, wait. I duck into my car. Miller shuts the door behind me, his and Felix's voice going muffled. It's freezing inside, and I fold over onto myself, my whole body trembling. The dance has barely started, Felix says. I swear, you two are going to give me an aneurysm. It is so hard to stay put for one evening. It's not even, we can't do the Mo thing right now, Miller says. He opens the driver's side door, and frigid air gusts over me. I need to get Ro to the hospital. Hospital? Felix's voice rises a couple of octaves. Is she okay? It's her. He hesitates, and I know he's searching for the word. It's my neighbor, my family, my ally and everything, my Vera. In the end, Miller doesn't explain. He just says, I'm sorry, we've got to go. And then Felix, sweet baby man. Sweet baby man.
Sweet baby man.
I was going to say sweet baby boy, and it just didn't sound right. So man came out instead, and that also just didn't sound right. The sweet man. We'll get rid of the baby. That didn't
just sweet man.
Chaos. Okay. Oh my god. I don't look at Felix, but I don't need to. I can perfectly picture his exasperated face. Okay, well, I'm coming too.
No. Yeah. Oh, and then he brought his boyfriend, and the boyfriend got her tea, and
yeah. Just the way that they all like rallied together for her.
Mm-hmm.
I could cry. I could cry a million tears, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this part. Inside, Vera's asleep. Every light is on in her room, and I see her thin chest rising and falling slow beneath the blankets. I go to her, sit in the only chair at her bedside. Soak it up, half of me cries, shrieking from inside. Soak it up, soak it up, soak it up. This is the last time I'll see her. The last time we'll breathe the same air. I'm torn between wanting to remember every inconsiderable detail and wanting to look away to not remember her like this even a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Like,
yeah, those pages were so hard for me to read because my eyes were just so like blurred over with tears. Like everything was blurry. It was
it was not fair. Not fair at all. Oh.
Yeah, and then I had to stop reading there because I couldn't read more.
Yeah.
It was just too much.
Okay, wait, is she dead yet? Okay. Okay, I think she dies.
No.
Anyways, we're like, whatever. And she's, Riller's, Riller? The way that I should not be making this my life, speaking on the camera, and I can't even talk. Anyways. Ro, Miller says. His voice barely reaches me. Look at me. When I don't, his voice comes louder. Hey, Ro. I'm thinking I can't breathe. I'm thinking everything is wrong. No, everything wrong is happening here all at the exact same time. I'm thinking I need to go to the woods, but I can't. I'm bound here by the sadness I have to bear witness to, that I would never forgive myself for missing, even though it is the last thing I ever, ever, ever want to look at. There is no way around this. There is only through. But like, Miller, I love that he was there for her so much. I could actually cry.
Well, because even though like they don't talk anymore, like he's the only person that could bring that kind of comfort that she needed because he's always been there to do it. So like the fact that he was there through that, like literally like the hardest moment in her life is just so like,
yeah,
it just shows how much he really does care.
And the way that like he also knew Vera and loved Vera, just also adds like this whole other layer. But also that he hasn't been around for years because of the fight with Ro, and that's just also heartbreaking. But hey, he says firmly when my eyes land on his. His gaze is familiar and steady in the way I've only ever known from him. Like Miller is an island all his own, immovable, unchanged as the air. I feel the tears on my cheeks with an inhuman detachment, like they belong to someone else. But still, I don't look away from him. It's as if he's brought my woods to me. The wind moving in the leaves, the earth's heartbeat he reached for with the flat of his hand when we were 5 years old. I breathe. This is the worst, Miller says. We're a foot apart and he doesn't touch me. There is no silver lining. This is impossible, and you're going to get through it. He doesn't tell me it's okay. He doesn't say, but you'll get through it. He gives me the gift of the truth, that if I do make it past this, it will be an and. I will be all right, and this will devastate me. Both things true at once.
Yep. Oh, the writing! Oh, I don't think I'll ever get over it.
No, it's so good.
I'll never get over it.
Like, jeez.
It's just so beautiful.
And then, of course, she just has to open the next chapter with a heartbreaking bang. The funeral is a week later in the same church where my parents got married. Dad and I let the pastor speak for us because neither of us knows what to say. Funerals feel like something that happened to other people, and I'm lost in the center of this one. Vera was funny and sneaky and smart as all hell. This weird, reverent, quiet ceremony feels like it has nothing to do with her at all. I keep waiting for her to nudge me in the pew, lean close to whisper something in my ear that'll make me snort laugh like a piglet, and it keeps not happening. And the way that after Miller's like, she would have hated that. Just like, I love
the way
that.
that they just know her so well. And then they were just talking about like what she would have wanted and like how she would have organized her own funeral. It's just
Yeah. I think that was a really, really good moment to show. And I also think it's important because obviously like a funeral is so emotional, and I don't really know what I'm trying to say here, but for him to just like acknowledge immediately that like once it was over, like she would have hated that. Like that's not at all what she would have wanted. It just makes me cry.
So bad.
Oh my god. And the last letter from Vera.
Yeah.
Should I just read the whole thing?
Yes.
Rosie, you'll read this after I'm gone, surrounded by the great beauty of the earth and seated next to your father, the person who loves you most in the world. Or at least, that's how I hope you'll read this. But you've always been good at evading my plans. There's much to say, and I'm tired, and I know that no last conversation between us could ever be enough. I've studied human beings my entire adult life, but nothing in all my research has filled me with the kind of wonder I felt watching you grow up, listening to you share your ideas. You're a miracle, just by being yourself. What you've made with MASH is incredible. It's a powerful idea built on questions that you were brave enough to ask. Can we code humans out the same as machines? Are we just as predictable? In many ways we are. That's why your app works. Nothing you've done is scientifically incorrect. But as you walk this road without me, I want to make sure you know we are not only the things you've proven to us to be with this algorithm. There will always be a space that separates us from computers, a gray area in which we are shaped by the influence of new friends and inevitable surprises and love. Still, after a decades-long career in behavioral sciences, there are so many things about us I can't understand. They are unquantifiable. They are what make us.
I'm crying.
I hope you'll remember that the brain is malleable, that your answers to the survey questions will change because what you love and what you want and who you are will change too. These unpredictable shifts are supposed to happen. They are the good kind of scary. You will become people you can't even fathom yet. I wish I could be here to meet every version of you, Rosie. I know I would love each one more than the last. Always and even longer after that. Vera.
Yeah.
You
Do you
poor
see the tears in my eyes?
Yeah, you poor soul. I love how she says that, like, there's a gray area that will be influenced by new friends, new everything, and that the brain is malleable, that we change, we evolve, and the answers, like, if you were to take the same BuzzFeed quiz, for example, like 10
you get
years
different
ago,
answers.
and now it would be different, right? And it's the same with this. And I think that's another thing that no one is taking into consideration. When they're like blaming Roe for everything. It's like, this is not absolute fact, even though that's how they're marketing it. So like, I understand why they're angry. But like, it's not absolute fact. Things will change, things will evolve. Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Well, because like you can't even like predict like what like is for sure going to happen like tomorrow because like things change. Like it's just
Yeah. When I look up at him, he's already looking down at me, and then he dips his chin and presses a kiss to my temple, and it feels like maybe the only good thing to have happened for the whole last week of my life. And then we get my favorite part from every fake dating book ever. It's fake, I think. Even as I close my eyes, as I draw my first full breath since leaving home, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. I do not care how like formulaic fake dating is, and like how there's always a moment where they have to convince themselves it's fake. It will hit every single time. Even if every fake dating book I ever read has that exact same line of it's fake, it's fake, it's fake, I do not care. Give me the italicized. It's
every
fake,
time I read, every time I read it, I just think of you.
Thank you. It hits
because I know you eat it up every time.
I don't know what it is about it. It's literally crack. It's my cocaine. I don't know how to. I love it.
It's just too good.
Yeah. Oh, the whole world feels dimmer without Vera in it.
Oh. Vera's just such like an icon. Like she's just too good for this world.
I love this part. So they're talking about their MASH results, Roe and Miller. And she's telling him what his were. And hers said software developer, San Jose, no kids. But his said professor, San Jose, 2 kids. And they're the perfect match, right? And so the words sit heavily between us. Miller's face is like a closed door, holding something in that he doesn't want me to see. And as I look at him, it lands on me, certain as a sunrise. There is a flaw in the algorithm. Not just the mutant version accelerates tacked on without me, but the one I wrote in the first place. Partners will have the same children, but one may want 3 and one may want none, and maybe together they'll land in the middle. Same with the places they live. If they love each other, these will be conversations that MASH doesn't get to hear, because the survey only listens to each partner's separate side of their shared story. The app doesn't account for compromise. It's overwhelming, Miller said softly, to think about it now. Then why'd you take the survey? It's the same question I wanted the answer to all the way back in August, alone with Miller for the first time in almost 3 years. You hate this stuff, phones and social media and technology. He tips his head back until it hits the seat, doesn't take his eyes off mine. Because you're my oldest friend, he says simply. Because you made it.
Yep.
Like, stop!
Oh, Miller's just, he's a little angel.
I am unwell.
Yeah, he's just too good.
Physically, emotionally, all of it, unwell.
Unwell.
And then I think they're doing another, oh yeah, they're on Jimmy Fallon, which is just hilarious. And like the way that she wrote Jimmy literally feels like Jimmy is talking. Like she captured his voice so well, and I just thought it was so funny. So Jimmy asks, "Are you guys in love?" Right, and there's a short, solid silence. Suddenly, it feels like no one's breathing in the whole studio. Like maybe no one here is even alive except Miller and me. I look at him, next to me on the couch in the blue button-down Felix picked last minute. Miller's supposed to look at me too, per the training, per all our practice, per every normal human instinct. But he doesn't. He just takes a breath, looks straight at Jimmy and says, "I've always loved Ro."
Oh! Yeah, that part got me.
And like just the way that he doesn't look at Ro, like he so pointedly does not look at her when he says that, you just know that that's a real moment. Like that's not something that's fabricated. That's not something that's for the people watching them. It's not for the interview. It's for him and for her, and he's not putting on a face. And I love it so much.
Miller!
Oh my god! Wow. And then when they leave and they get bombarded by all the people blaming MASH, and he breaks his like arm or whatever. Rude.
Wait, so what does he want to go to college for again? I forgot.
I also don't remember.
Like, what does he do?
What does he do? It's a good question.
Aside from being a perfect angel.
Oh, yeah. Does he need to be anything else? Is that not good enough for the resume? That should be a full-time paid position.
Honestly. Okay. They're too far. Like, you can't find many. Keep nodding. I don't know why.
Does it say here? All it says that I can see is that he wants $47,000 to cover half his college. I'm sure it says at some point.
Yeah.
And like his MASH results. What did his MASH results say? We literally just read it out.
Professor. It said
professor, right?
For what? Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. We all know my memory is shit. So I'm sure I've got faith. It's in here somewhere.
We'll find it.
Oh, this part. So it's when he's like all hurt and Ro is trying to distract him from the pain. It's been years since we've been this way. Miller in pain, me the one who makes him feel better. Knowing what Miller needs used to come to me like breathing. Our roots so tangled I could feel his hurt as my own, but I'm paralyzed now by the years and the space we've let grow between us. I don't know if I'm what he needs anymore, and I'm terrified that what he needs is the opposite of me, the absence of me.
Ouch.
I know, and then this part really got me.
Stabbed. It hurts so much.
But then Miller's eyes open, search for mine in the dark, and I know. It hits me with full body, breathtaking pain that I've never stopped thinking of him as mine. But this is my Miller, broken on the sidewalk. that we belonged to each other once, and that I want that back with a ferocity so sharp it brings tears to my eyes.
Yep.
I just love it when characters refer to the other one as mine. Like, they're my Miller, they're my Roe. And I know that some people, like in romance books, they don't like that. Especially when, like, the guy says she's mine.
Yeah.
But there's something about it that I love. I don't
Yeah,
view
and
it
I think
as,
like the context of it too.
Yeah.
Is good.
Like, I don't think of it in this, like, ultra possessive kind of way. I just think, like, you're mine. Like, it's cute.
Yeah.
Like, we belong to each other. And with each other is kind of like how I take it. And she even said that we belong to each other once, and that I want that back with a ferocity so sharp it brings tears to my eyes. Damn.
Oh, it's just too good.
Oh, and then when he says that he remembers everything, because she's like telling him memory, and she's like, Miller, do you remember? Yeah, bro, I remember everything. Me too. I want to scream, I remember everything. Oh, it feels impossible that Miller is only human, that I could lose him one day, that maybe here in the back of this ambulance in a city so far from our home, I already have.
Yeah. I think that part made me cry too.
Every part makes me cry. Also, my copy has this weird, like, ink blot that just, like, goes over pages.
Oh, the library copy that I read had one of those too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was, like, towards the end. It wasn't, yeah. It was, like, the last couple pages.
That's funny. When she says, when she's talking with him about the party, and he's like, we don't have to do this, and she's like, but we do. And she's like, when he invited me to this party, I thought it was my chance to, like, level up or something. I was an idiot. You were 15, Miller interrupts, and I hold up my hand. If I can't get this out in one shot, I'm not going to get it out at all. I asked you to come with me because I was scared to go alone. I look at him, because we did everything together. It never even occurred to me to go without you. No. It's hard for me to even think directly about what happened after that. I shake my head, looking away from him as my voice thins out. I was so horrible to you. I've had to bury that memory so deep because it's my least favorite thing about myself. I was awful, Miller. I hate that I did that, and it's unforgivable that I did it to you, the best friend I've ever had. I'm so sorry. I draw a breath, and it shudders between my ribs. And after yesterday, seeing you like that, Miller holds my eyes. He looks pale and weak and tired. That's my fault, too. I need you to know how sorry I am. I should have kept calling after it happened. I'd do anything to unfuck this up. Then, Ro, he says. His voice is soft and sorry. It's not unforgivable. We were just kids. It's okay. He can't mean it. It can't be so simple as all that, or he'd never have stopped talking to me. But he says it anyway, a kindness I've done nothing to deserve. And then he says, I should have called you back. And she asks, why didn't you? And he says, a few reasons. I was always just this nerdy kid, right? Never anyone's first choice, but it was different with you. It's like you were the one place I fit, the one thing I understood about the world, that it was always me and you. And that night, it felt like you were telling me I was wrong, that this thing I thought I knew for sure wasn't true after all. His chin drops against the pillow, his eyes finding mine. It was like you didn't want to pick me either, and I was so embarrassed that I'd misunderstood everything, and I thought that you thought what? I was so in love with you, he says. The whole sentence is an exhale, like it wins him to admit it. I had been forever, and then to watch that. It was hard for me to face you, and the more time went on, it just felt like, I don't know, like it was too late or something.
Oh, so Miller. Oh.
I told myself that maybe it would be easier to just not have you in my life at all if we couldn't be as close as I wanted us. Was it easier? No, it's been awful. Oh.
Yeah, that whole scene, I was just screaming internally.
Dead. You weren't just a nerdy kid. You were smart and funny and kind. I hated that you felt like you needed to hide around all those stupid people at school, but I always felt so lucky I got the real you. You weren't just anything. You were the best. I'm a monster for making you think you weren't. Oh, sobbing.
It's so good.
Yeah. First real kissing. Let's skip to that. My notes. just gonna skip all of this. Oh, wait, love this. When she admits to him that something's wrong with her algorithm. She's like, something's wrong with my algorithm. I realized it on the plane. Our kids. All right, they're on the plane. That's where they kiss for the first time. Iconic.
Oh.
There's a short, weighted silence, heavy as humidity. Miller clears his throat. What about our kids? Mash gave me 0, but it gave you 2. Maybe I'll have an affair. I smack his good arm, and he laughs low and breathy. I'm serious, I say. We got the same city, but I don't know if that's always true for matches either. The survey doesn't listen to both sides. It doesn't take what I want and what you want and compromise them into what our life will be. It just gives me my perfect future and you yours. But it'll be shared, so either one of our predictions is wrong, or they both are. I didn't want to question it, and I made Mash with Vera, who was so smart, and now I don't know how to fix it without her. I don't think I can. Oh no, they weren't on the plane yet. Now they're on the plane. She's like looking at comments, and one person says we must protect Miller at all costs, and then she looks at him and she's like, yes, we must.
Yes, we have to.
Love has always looked like Miller.
Oh, yeah. That.
And then she remembers Vera's letter. You will become people you can't even fathom yet, Vera told me. But every version of myself I know belongs with him. And then, like, just there's look at all these.
It's a big dabs. There's so many.
I'm so excessive. It's fine.
Oh, I mean, as you should be. It was warranted.
I make no apologies for my over tapping.
Tapping.
Yeah, she literally takes him to like the back of the plane or like whatever. She's like, we don't have a lot of time. I know. The flight attendants will be back soon. The space is only hours for right now. So I just get on my tiptoes, steady myself against his good shoulder, and kiss him. And then, like, she gets, like, all embarrassed, and she's, like, trying to leave. And he's like, oh, wait. Miller grabs my wrist, hot as a brand. He tugs me back into the privacy of the kitchen. What was that? I don't know, I say, though I do. Of course I do. He's looking right at me, something suddenly so unfamiliar about his face it makes me want to hide. I'm sorry, that was stupid. Miller steps closer to me, releasing my wrist. It wasn't stupid. We stare at each other. No. He shakes his head slowly. I watch him swallow, his Adam's apple rising and falling in his pale throat. Do you still mean it? I whisper. We're inches apart. I can see every single one of his eyelashes. You know that they're dead gone when they mention eyelashes. That's like a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Do you still mean it? What you said on the Tonight Show? A muscle tenses in Miller's jaw, and like an idiot, like someone with more faith than I've ever had, I bear my own dumb heart right there in the dim galley. Miller, I love you. I know you said it's too late, but I love you so much it's ridiculous. He cuts me off, his mouth landing square on mine. It's different than that night, that like not gentle or hesitant, but starved and sure. It feels brand new and also somehow like we've been here before. Like there's no shock to it at all. Miller's hand moves into my hair, his thumbs along the line of my jaw, and I think, God, thank you. The sheer relief of touching him feels strong enough to knock me to my knees. He's like, I wish I could hold you better. This is perfect. It's not. This isn't how He catches himself, and I lean back to look at him. His eyes are tight with embarrassment, but he blinks it away. How I pictured it, he says finally, and my entire body floods with heat. I've wanted this for a long time. That is also one of my favorite things. Like, I swear to God, she put in all of my favorite things into this book. Lines like that kill me when they're like, it's not how I pictured it. And, like, it's this moment where they, like, reveal just how badly they wanted this or, like, how much they've always loved this person. Oh.
Good soup.
The best soup. Like, literally.
The tastiest soup.
The walkie-talkie. Okay. I'm halfway to sleep when something erupts from my desk, a noise crackling through the room so loudly Esther nearly bites my hand in panic. Christ, I mutter, sitting up. Esther bolts off my bed and straight out of my room. The noise breaks the sleeping stillness of the house again, and I hurry to the desk searching for it. I shove papers aside, knock my mouse so my computer turns on, pull open one drawer and then the next. The sound crackles again, but this time there's something discernible in it. My name. Bro. I yank open the bottom drawer, and there it is, my walkie-talkie. Little orange light blinking. Ro, the sound quality's horrible, but I'd know Miller's voice anywhere. Do you copy? I grin like a fool, standing all alone in my bedroom. Man, do I copy. I copy so hard. Then he's outside.
That was after the newspaper thing, right?
I don't think it's quite out yet. Or maybe it is. Fuck if I know. I'm just going to
I think he used the walkie-talkie because they decided to not use phones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think the article might have come out when they were at Jimmy Fallon, and that's why he got trampled, maybe.
I think. I don't remember.
Oh, he's like, now that we're doing this for real, I just want to be near you, finally.
Oh, they're so in love with each other. I love it so much.
They mentioned the One Direction poster. There was no One Direction poster. There was definitely a One Direction poster. I had one too many One Direction posters on my wall.
I had a lot of Five Sauce posters in my room. I had so many.
Like, I had so many, and I collaged them onto my wall, so they were, like, stuck on top of each other, and I was using the blue sticky tacky stuff you put on the wall.
Sticky tack.
And sometimes it didn't work, and the posters were right above my bed, and they would fall on me in the middle of the night and scare the crap out of me. At one point, I had, like, it just kept falling and scaring me, so I had to, like, just leave it and sleep on the opposite side of my bed, because they all came down in this one big mass.
Yeah.
Scary.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, but he's like, I like it. Feels like you in here. I like you in here. I say it like an idiot, like an embarrassment to myself and every DEVEREUX before me. But Miller only smiles bigger and uses his good hand to hook a finger behind my knee and pull me toward him.
There's like you.
Oh, there's the hair. I love your hair, even when it's eating you, especially then. I love a good callback moment.
She does a really good job with it in this book. Like,
is there anything that she does not do well? No, she's a queen. I have zero fault with this book. I could sit here and try for hours to think of something, and it would come up empty. I adore everything about it.
Nothing comes up.
Anyways, I'm realizing that we're running out of time because, like, my mom's gonna be home soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can I call you my girlfriend now, or is that still the wrong vernacular? Anyways, there are so many good moments at the end of this book. And I feel bad for, like, just skipping over them.
Yeah.
Because there's so many.
This book is just too good. We just need, like, a 24-hour live show. Just just a single book.
I closed the book, so we're officially not doing it. I'm going to put this back on it. Also, have you looked at her author photo? Stunning.
Oh, stunning.
Look at her hair. Gorgeous. Curly, beautiful. Love her.
Simply stunning.
Like, I think the day that I read this, I followed her immediately on Twitter, and she followed me back, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, a slay.
Yeah, we love her. Anyways, iconic. My last note is just that I love the whole ending of this book. Like, Ro working to take down Mash, Miller supporting her and standing by her side. How does the book, like, end? What's the last?
I don't remember.
Oh. She said, I'll become someone I can't even fathom yet. It's scary to think about that. It's exciting, too. Whoever she is, I can't wait to meet her.
And, yeah, so good.
Oh, yeah, it's like 4 months later at the end.
Oh, yeah. I think that's after... I think it talks about, like, Miller's college decisions. And then what she's gonna do. Or, like, lack of knowing what she's doing.
Yeah. Iconic. Love it. I'm literally so happy that you loved this book.
Yeah, I had a great time with it. Like, I knew I was gonna love it from, like, the first chapter. I was like, oh yes. Sign me up.
I can't reach my pop-up. Okay. I think I should text Allie and tell her to come back.
Oh, yes.
I don't actually have her phone number. Can't actually text her. That was dumb. Allie, I hope she's on Instagram. Allie. We are about to do MASH. You can come back.
You can come back. Oh, did we say that this game?
I'm trying to summon her back. Okay. So, we are going to play a game of MASH. So I have, if you were not here at the beginning of the live show, did I even show you at the beginning? Yes, I did. I have little jars full of the different categories, and I've got numerous little pieces of paper with things on them. And I'm so excited to create our fictional lives. It's going to be chaotic, and it is going to be fun. Allie liked my message, so she should be coming back. Alyssa does not remember fully how to play MASH. Nope. So I will be going first to help her with it. Ignore that I'm using a turntable slip mat thing as my like
so
backboard.
Funny.
Because
I just have like a giant memo pad.
Yeah, I don't have any big pads of paper. So
hi, Allie.
Hello, Allie. Welcome back. So we're about to play MASH. This Sharpie is really stinky. So basically, all we do is you write MASH at the top, okay? So I feel like a teacher. This is like all my dreams coming true. So we got MASH. Again, ignore my turntable in the background. So I just wanted to use the big Sharpie to write MASH, so it'd be really clear.
Iconic.
Okay, so we're gonna do Alyssa's MASH. So we have MASH. So we're gonna start. Which one do you want to start with? Should we start with the partners?
Sure.
Okay, so I think we should pick 5 for each category. I don't know why. I don't know how many you're supposed to pick.
5 is right.
Feels good to me. So we're gonna
Allie said entering your teacher era with the chunky Sharpie.
This is okay. I used to play school as a kid, but to an audience,
I also played school. I loved school.
To an audience of nobody, I would talk to nobody. And I would just sit there. I had a huge whiteboard in my basement that I would do, or I'd like read aloud books. I used to like mark things. Like, what a nerd. So this I'm living right now because I have an actual audience. Okay.
I would force my siblings to play with me. They were my students.
I didn't even do that. I didn't even do the stuffed animal thing. I was just talking to air.
Oh, I love that for you.
Okay. We're picking Alyssa's fate. Okay. Who is Alyssa potentially going to marry? Let's see. We got the first one. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Kaz Brecker.
Oh, okay.
Kaz Brecker himself.
Mr. Brecker.
Kaz Brecker. We got
fitting though. It's fitting for him to be there.
It is. Lorena submitted that one for us, so thank you, Lorena.
Oh, thank you, Lorena.
I made Lorena give us a whole bunch of love interest. Okay, we got another one. Who is this? Gilbert Blythe.
Oh.
We're getting the ones that I want.
Good man.
I'm also going to put in all the same ones. I'm not going to like...
Okay. Yeah.
So I also have a chance at Gilbert Blythe, which could be potentially interesting, because what if we get the same
husband? We get the same one. We got to fight over the man.
We got some drama potentially brewing.
Some tea.
Okay. Oh, we got a little pink one this time. Ooh. It's one of the bad ones. Sebastian Morgenstern.
Oh, not him.
How are you supposed to
not him?
I don't know if that's right.
Sebastin, I think.
Morgenstern. Okay, 2 more love interests for Alyssa. Monogamy? Maybe not. We'll see. It's also hard to get my fingers in this jar. This one is attaching itself to my hand.
Ooh. It wanted to be picked.
This one is even worse. I'm so sorry. No. President Snow.
Ew.
President. I was trying to think of like the worst possible people.
Ew.
Throw into the mix.
Yeah.
President
he's horrible.
Okay, 1 more love interest for Alyssa. Let's see. It's really hard to get my hand in here. I want this one.
At least he's rich.
Thomas Cresswell from Stalking Jack the Ripper.
Love him.
You know what? You have better options than you do bad.
Yeah, very true. Oh, I love Thomas Cresswell.
Me too. Lorena also submitted.
He's such a gem.
Okay.
Wow.
So then we have number of kids. How many kids could you potentially have with these cycles? There are some really bad numbers in here.
Oh, it's like crazy high numbers. Oh no.
3. That's not bad.
That's not horrible.
3. I've got multiple different colors. I'm gonna use orange.
Ooh, you came prepared.
My little baby Sharpie.
Oh, I love mini.
So we've got 3 children.
3.
I'm gonna put all of these back in the thing so I don't get disorganized here. Because I want my chance with Gilbert Blythe too. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
And Thomas Cresswell. Obviously, we're not talking about like Gilbert Blythe from the first book. Like any of these, it's the age-appropriate version. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
I can't do it with my left hand. Okay. Gotta do this a bit quicker here. We've got 0. No
0.
children. No
All right.
children for you. Let's see. 1. 1 child.
Okay.
You don't have any bad numbers so far.
Yeah. I'm kind of scared that like the last one is gonna be like 32. Like,
oh no, there's nothing that high. 6.
That'd be horrible.
That's still not completely out.
Yeah. A little much, but
I didn't want to go too crazy with numbers. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, and 2. Okay, you didn't get any crazy numbers there.
Good.
So I think there's like 12 in there or something.
Oh, yikes. Could you imagine having 12 kids, actually? That would be so chaotic.
I can't imagine having 1. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. We've got love interests. Got your kids.
Okay.
Let's see. Fictional worlds. Where will you be living?
2.5.
That's interesting. I almost put like twins. Like I almost put like specific like
situations,
and then I didn't. But let's see where you could potentially be living.
Okay. I'm excited for this one.
Black London.
Oh, okay. That's kind of scary.
Yeah. I didn't want to do
I feel like if it was Kaz and Thomas, I would be fine in Black London. I would be okay.
Gilbert from the little town of Avonlea, I don't know if he could do it.
Yeah, he'd probably be a little scared.
I don't know if he could survive. But he is a doctor. He becomes a doctor. You're not at that part of the books yet, but he is a doctor.
Yeah.
Could heal you. Oh, fitting. Avonlea.
Okay.
So you could live. Imagine if you're in Avonlea and not with Gilbert Blythe.
That would be funny.
Okay, this one's calling to me. Ketterdam.
Oh. Imagine I get Ketterdam and not Kaz.
Again, the possibilities here truly are endless.
They're wild.
Okay. Oh, let's just pull them both out. They both came out. Okay. We have Luna.
Ooh.
So the moon from the Lunar Chronicles.
Yep. That would be kind of scary depending on what's going on there.
Yeah. And we have Idris from Shadows.
Okay.
I pulled this one from the depths of my mind. I'm like, there's a fictional world in there.
Oh, yeah. I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah. So we've got our fictional worlds. We've got a number of kids. And we've got who you potentially marry. Now, where's my blue? We need modes of transportation.
Oh, yes.
This is a little less drama. How you ride around.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Narrows. So you have to travel through the archived, the Narrows. That's your only form of transportation.
Oh, yeah.
That one was also from the depths of my mind.
That would be tricky.
Yeah. So you have to have a key to the archive.
Yeah.
That could make your life. Maybe there is drama in this one.
Maybe. And then I got the key because Kaz would steal it.
Oh, there you go. A portal. I was specifically thinking of the Mortal Instruments with this one.
Mm-hmm.
But portal.
That one wouldn't be too bad. I could just go anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's 2 in this one. They're kind of sandwiched with each other. Mm-hmm. Let's see. A helicopter. I was specifically thinking of the Raven Boys with this one.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, the helicopter. Oh,
yeah, some are real life teleportations. I was just trying to tie them to a specific book if I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have Gansey's car. So 2 things from Raven.
Oh, 2 Raven, and they were like sandwiched together.
How so his orange Camaro. So let's just put Gansey's Camaro.
Honestly, it would be an honor to ride in that car.
Yeah.
It would be such an honor.
Let's do one more. I think it'll be fun for you to tell me what you want to happen out of all of this, and then we'll see what actually happens. The Rampion from the Lunar Chronicles, which is another one that I pulled out of the depths of my mind.
I had to search through your brain files.
Well, I don't have a copy of the Lunar Chronicles with me, so I tend to forget things, but you've got some good options here. I feel like the only bad one is the Narrows. Mm-hmm. Although maybe Gansey's car, because isn't that like... breakdowns.
Yeah, it breaks down like every 2 seconds.
Okay, and the last one, I believe, is pets. I'm going to do orange with this one. So we've got some specific, I got a haircut on my nail, some specific pets. So not just like a cat or a dog, but like specific pets that you can find in books.
Oh, I'm excited to see what you put in there. I only put like 3 options.
Yeah, I've got some fictional creatures as well.
Oh, I hope chainsaw is one of my options. Love chainsaw.
We have Daisy, which I forgot about. And
yeah, unbelievable.
But she is Augie's dog and
Augie's dog.
Church, which is a cat from Shadowhunters. Isn't there another cat in Shadowhunters?
I think so. I just don't remember.
Chairman Meow, is that something?
Oh, I think so. I think that's Magnus's cat.
This one I also added last minute. Volcra.
Oh no.
Shadow and Bone.
Oh no.
I don't even know how.
Meow is Magnus's cat.
I don't even know how you would have Volcra as a pet. That's not for me to figure out. That's for you to figure out. Esther.
Okay.
From Row.
Oh, Ali said I still haven't read Wonder. I just realized you should read it. It's a fantastic book.
Queen of Middle Grade hasn't read Wonder. That sounds like Chainsaw.
Oh, Chainsaw. Oh, I really hope I get it. I want Chainsaw so bad.
I haven't played MASH in so long. This is fun. Okay. Let's see. So the way that we have to do this, the way I used to do it is with tallies. But the way that is, I think, primarily done in the book is you draw a spiral and you tell me when to stop. So in the corner of the page, draw a spiral. You tell me to stop, and how many lines of the spiral are there is how I have to count it. So I'm going to start.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Now, and you tell me when to stop.
Okay, and stop.
Okay. They kind of overlapped a little bit, so I'll try not to write. We have
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe?
Okay, so should I say what I'm hoping to get first before you go through? Okay, so I think, let's see. Okay, definitely not President Snow. Probably Kaz. Ganzi's car. Number of kids, probably like 2. Probably Black London, just because that would be crazy. And then, I don't know what I want for the pet. Probably Chainsaw. 100% Chainsaw.
Yeah, okay. So I gotta go over 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No Gilbert Blythe for you.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go down this way.
Okay.
Did we do them? Oh wait. I think we were supposed to do them in each category, not overarching.
What does that mean?
Like I do like 6 in the.
Oh.
Okay. Does it say?
Well, I think that would have given you the same answer anyways. Because you did 5.
There would have been no Kaz.
Oh no.
Hold up, let me see. Because she does explain MASH in here. Just like a second guessing my entire life. Okay, maybe I'll just Google it. How to play MASH.
Draw a spiral to determine the magical number. Count each of the category options until you reach the magical number. Continue around the page, skipping over marked options. Circle the final option in each category.
Does that make it clear? Do we do it in each category or?
Yeah, I guess. I think so. Yeah, because it says count each of the category options until you reach the magic number.
Oh, okay. So we'll
you just go around.
Sorry, but you're not going to get Gilbert Blythe. We're just going to continue.
Okay.
So, maybe I should do it without showing you. Actually, I think that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah. Okay, that'll be secretive.
It was 6, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Damn it. Oh, okay. Not bad.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Okay. Wait, I think I fucked up on that one. No, I didn't. Okay. Meant to be circling these. If I did any miscounting, I apologize. I'm not a mathematician.
It's all good. Your life is in my hands right now. My future is in your hands.
Okay. Oh, wait, I gotta do the MASH part. Also, we were gonna associate the MASH with like specific things in a book, but I don't think we should do that. It's just
Yeah.
Okay, bestie. Results.
So is that like MASH is like the part like where I'm gonna live, right? Like the kind
mansion,
of house.
apartment, shack, house. Yes.
Okay.
So, bestie, you are going to live
in
a shack
Okay.
in Avonlea
Okay.
with Thomas Cresswell.
Okay.
You are going to have one kid.
Okay.
You're going to have a cat named Esther.
Oh.
And your transportation is Gansey's Camaro.
Oh, let's go. I got one of the ones that I really hoped for. Honestly, it's not bad.
It's not bad. I was really sad when we knocked out the two bad love interests almost right away.
I could see it on your face. You were like, dang it.
The first one to go was President Snow. And I was like, God damn it. Yeah, that's not bad. Thomas Cresswell.
Good.
You know, I feel like there's not a whole lot of like murder happening in Avonlea. So he might have nothing to investigate. A bit more of a peaceful life for Thomas. I feel like Gansey's, you know, because he's from a different time. He's like the 1800s or something, right? Yeah, so Gansey's Camaro might be like, whoo.
Oh, yeah. It'll be very nice for him.
I feel like he would like Esther.
I think, yeah. And then we live in a little shack.
A little shack. Yeah.
It's kind of cute, though.
It is kind of cute.
I have a good fictional future.
Yes. Oh, God. Okay, so unfortunately, I do have all the MASH things, so I need to pick up my own, but you're going to be writing it out.
Yeah. Okay.
So we will start with partners. I hope that we do get different options, because I don't want it to just all be the same.
Yeah. So we're doing 5 for each category, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Pulling my own future. This is scary. Oh, God, they're all stuck together. Okay. I have Jamie from the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Because I was trying to pull in some of our past book club picks as well.
How do you spell his name?
Jamie. Jamie. Did you misspell it?
Yeah.
Jamie.
Okay.
We love Jamie in this house. He's a librarian.
We really do.
Okay. He's good with children.
He's a grumpy man, but like a good grumpy man.
In the best way, yeah.
Yeah.
I get my chance at President Snow.
If you get it, I'm good. I'll be very giggly.
The way that it's so stressful, and it's like, this is in no way gonna happen. Like, at least in MASH, in the app, there's a chance.
Yeah.
I also get my chance. And Mr. Kaz Brecker.
Okay. He's
I
in the cards for you.
I don't know if I'd want to be with Kaz.
Yeah. He's a little too mischievous, but like, it's fun.
Yeah. And also, I just love him with the Nej. So, like, I'm trying not to think about, like, their love interest parts.
Yeah.
I'm also about to read Six of Crows. I'm going to pick it up from the library today.
Yes.
I also get Thomas Cresswell. We're getting some overlap here.
That's my man.
Why did that remind me of August by Taylor Swift?
I thought the same thing.
Okay, there's a little one here. Luke from Addie LaRue, so L-U-C. Luke from Addie LaRue. He's like basically the devil.
The devil.
Yep. Is that my 5 options? Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Yeah.
So my only differences are Luke and Jamie.
Yeah.
You know what? Jamie's a good option. Do I want to be with the devil? I don't know. Maybe I won't put them back in. Unless we want to do 2 rounds each. You want to do 1 round or 2 rounds? No, I feel like just 1 round.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we have, unless you want to do 2.
1's good, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll just leave those so we can look at them after. So you can see what options we did not pull.
Yeah.
We'll do the number of kids next.
Alrighty.
Can't imagine having any children with President Snow, but...
Absolutely not.
7.
Oh. I feel like you're gonna get all the wild numbers.
Probably, and I have no one to blame but myself. 2.
Okay.
2. Okay. I forgot I put this number in there. 15. How my poor little body can even do that, I don't know. You know, there's adoption. There's adoption.
Yeah.
I'll have to birth them all. 3.
Okay.
And
oh, I guess we got 2. Yeah.
1 more.
Let's see.
4.
Okay.
Right off the bat,
We only got 2 wild numbers.
Yeah. I'm hoping for 2 because that's the smallest amount. Okay. Fictional worlds. Where will I be living? Hopefully not with President Snow. Ketterdam.
Okay.
Ketterdam.
I feel like Ketterdam would be nice, but also kind of scary at the same time.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Depends on who you're with, I guess.
that is true. Oh, I should put like Jesper or like other crows. Matthias. Avonlea.
Okay. How do you spell that?
Avonlea.
L. Huh?
You're at L?
Yeah.
EA.
Okay.
Idris.
Okay.
So far we've got the same options. Let's try to.
Yeah.
But maybe we could be neighbors in Avonlea. That'd be nice.
Oh, that would be so cute. Me and my little shack and you with your mansion.
Black London. I swear.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
Got more options.
Imagine I was like the shack, like in like you know how like mansions have like sheds? I would just be the shed. That's where I'd live. That would be my shack.
Oh, Panem.
Got one more. Oh.
Panem. Which scares me.
Okay.
Oh god. My sticky fell off. We've got pets. What's the other one? Transportation.
If you get chainsaw, I'm gonna be so sad. I will be stealing it from you.
Imagine if we get the same. Like again, the possibilities of some drama. Chainsaw.
Oh dear.
Okay. This was such a good idea. I'm proud of myself for this one.
You're a genius.
Ooh, a dragon. So not a specific dragon, just a dragon.
Just a dragon.
If I get that, maybe I can name my dragon.
Ooh.
Esther. So I could be stealing Esther from you.
Oh no.
These 2 are stuck together, so I'll just do them both. We have church. The cat. And we have book, which is another cat. But this one's from Addie LaRue.
Addie LaRue. I love book. What an icon.
Me too. So that's 5. Okay, last one.
Transportation.
Transportation.
Dude, I feel so powerful. I just have your future in my hands right now.
I know. Scary.
That's crazy.
Okay, first one is a portal.
Okay.
Fun times. As long as I don't get like ripped to shreds in there or something.
That would not be fun.
The Narrows.
Gotta get some new options.
I'm trying. Oh, I feel like you're going to be jealous of this one. Antari Magic. So the Aztars can travel between worlds. I don't know how that would help me in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But I can travel to other worlds.
I'm jealous of that one, actually.
I was trying to really think of like creative like transportations, and I was like, okay, that works. A helicopter. That terrifies me. I do not want that to be my main form of transportation. I'd rather have a portal at that point.
Yeah, helicopters are scary. I was supposed to go on one once, but I didn't.
4. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
The Rampion.
Okay.
That is my future. Okay.
All right.
I want to try to get a lot of spirals to make it more interesting. Okay. Tell me when you're starting.
Start. And I'm starting. I'm going.
Stop.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9. Okay, so then you go down the category, and like once you get to 9, you cross it.
Yeah. So you cross the one that you land on.
It.
So then, so like if I cross off Gilbert, which was your second, then I start 1 at the next one underneath.
Oh, underneath it. Got it. Okay.
I'm scared. Oh, I understand the tension now.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh, we didn't talk about who I wanted.
Oh yeah, who do you want?
Okay, no, you can go through it and then I'll say who I want. Okay. So you'll know what it is and I won't. That'll be interesting. I'm so scared. Okay, at least I have all my options still, so I can look at my options since yours will say what they are. I'll arrange these while I wait for my fate to be decided. The little he's. Allie's enjoying herself, I think. Wait, we can do Allie's future too. That'd be kind of funny.
Ooh, Allie, do you want your future decided? Do
you want your future to be told? We're professionals at this point. I'm scared.
Okay.
Oh god, my future has been decided. So, wait, I need to say who I want. I need to say what I want.
Yeah.
You did the mash too, right?
Oh.
Oh, fuck, I just blew them all everywhere. My fear. Okay, what do I want? Well, I want 2 children.
Okay.
I think I want one of the cats. I don't care which of the cats, so Church, Book, or Esther. Happy with any of them.
Okay. You had good cat options.
Yes. Where did my love interests go?
You had Jamie, President Snow, Kaz Brecker, Thomas Cresswell, and Luke.
Where did my other one go though? I only have 4. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Thomas Cresswell just went flying. Okay. Let's see. Obviously, I don't want President Snow. I don't want Luke. You are married to Thomas Cresswell, so I'm gonna not want him. Just on principle. I think I want Jamie because I don't know if I could be with Kaz.
That would be kind of
the brooding, grumpy librarian. I want to live a peaceful life in Avonlea because the other ones like Panem and Black London are scary. None of the travel options really seem feasible in Avonlea. I'm gonna. I think I would want the Rampion or Portal.
Okay. Are you ready to see what the fates decided for you?
Yes.
Okay, so you will be living in a shack.
No.
With your 2 kids.
Okay.
That you have with Kaz Brecker.
Oh.
In Avonlea.
Okay.
And you got there with Antari Magic. And your pet chainsaw.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. So I'm doing a live show. So we are neighbors in Avonlea in our neighboring shacks. Kaz Brecker with his thieving life can't afford me something nicer in Avonlea. That's fine.
I know. That's all he could scrounge up.
Cause some tension in the marriage there, sir.
Yeah.
With Antari magic, he probably definitely somehow stole that. Don't know how you can
100%.
steal Antari magic, but he did.
He did it.
Maybe we just have our own personal Antari. He just like stole Kel or somebody.
Oh, maybe. And he became best friends with Kel. He's like, you know what? Hey.
Yeah, I could. You were beneficial. You are now part of my crows. 2 kids I'm fine with. I can't see Kaz being a daddy, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And Chainsaw. I feel like Kaz would like Chainsaw.
Oh, they would get along
He's
great.
kind of like a crow. Close enough.
Yeah, the Raven. Yeah.
We are definitely neighbors, Allie.
100%. We be hanging out all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe, Allie, do you want your mash told?
I just popped my hip and I have no idea how I did that.
Like, should we just do Allie's with whatever is remaining?
Ooh.
Maybe put some back to... No, because that's pointless. So we just know what it is.
Oh, Allie said sure.
Okay, can I do it? I want to write it.
Yeah, your fate's gonna be decided, Allie.
By little me.
Oh, this is fun. I'm gonna make Dev play this with me later.
Oh, it's the best.
I'm gonna make everyone play Match with me.
I'm sorry that you don't know who these characters are, Allie. We will do our best to explain them to you. Okay, so we're just going to do it with our remaining, so it might not be even, it might not be equal, but who cares? Okay, so let's start with partners. They're the most interesting ones. Let's see. We've got the Darkling.
Ooh.
Just realized I need a Sharpie. Okay, so we've got the Darkling.
The Darkling is the villain from Shadow and Bone.
Yes. The Darkling is a fantastic option. He will in no way manipulate you or try to use you to your advantages. He's wonderful. Okay, we have Kel Maresh from A Darker Shade of Magic.
Oh,
he is of the Antari. What else? I don't know why I'm trying to like pick them out. Gilbert Blythe. All right, so we have There will be some that we've already had in here because I just realized all of your options that I did not choose are still in here. Did I not choose Gilbert Blythe at all for one of my options? That's depressing.
No, you did not. The only one you wanted was the one you didn't get.
Wow. Sebastian Morgenstern again. Modern Strange. I'm just gonna put Sebastian because I know who he is. I spelled that wrong. I did Sebastane. He is a stain on humanity.
He really is. Allie said with a name like the Darkling, I'm sure he's lovely.
Oh yeah. Adam Kent from Shatter Me.
Ooh.
I'm literally just gonna do all the remaining options. I don't know why I'm picking them out like there's some ceremony. Just whatever's in here is what you're gonna get. Thorn.
Ooh.
Thorn.
From
Are you also writing it down?
No.
Okay.
I have a blister that I'm
Imagine if we
that I shouldn't be.
Imagine if we both did it to see what her alternate versions are.
Oh, that would be silly.
Okay. Pets. You've got 3 pet options in here.
Okay.
So you could have Puddles, which is the dog from the Someday Daughter. Let me just show him to you.
Oh, I love that name. Little Puddles the dog. Oh. Love him.
Sure that he would be lovely. So we've got Puddles.
Hopefully Allie's not allergic to dogs.
That would be tragic. Sorry. In this made-up world, you are not allergic to anything.
Yep.
Volcra. It's quite on the opposite end of the spectrum there. So they are the creatures from Shadow and Bone. They're in the Shadow Fold that like to
eat people.
Yeah. And Daisy from Wonder.
Oh, what a great selection.
You've got probability on your side here. Okay, number of kids. We've got a few options in here. You could have 1 singular child.
Just 1.
Which, no, her options are overall okay. Or it's more like half and half. Anyways, you could have 6 children.
6 children.
Or a jump there. Or
she said if I get Daisy, then I think I'll have to read one book.
Yes.
100%.
Okay. And you have no children.
Oh.
Okay, fictional worlds. What do we got here? We've got Luna, so that's the moon in the Lunar Chronicles. Luna. We have Henrietta, which is the town that is in the Raven Boys. Where is that? Where do they live?
I don't know. Let's see.
You also have
Virginia.
Oz. Virginia. So you could live in Virginia. We have Oz from the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah. And then we have Ravka, which is another place from Shadow and Bone. Okay. And then finally, we have your transportation. We have the Night Spire, which is the pirate ship from A Dark Shade of Magic. Nice.
Honestly, that would be a fun way to get around.
Oh, yeah. We also have Nikolai's ship, which I cannot remember the name of. So we have 2 pirate ships. And actually, both of them prefer to be called privateers.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I noticed some similarities when I was reading Shadow and Bone. A bike. And my first thought for who rides a bike was Anna Green Gables or Prue from Instant Karma. Just, a bike.
Okay, his ship is called the Volkvolny.
Yeah, I'm not writing that down, but yes. And then Ganzie's Camaro. Okay, so those are your options, Allie. While I am counting... Okay, no, wait. Okay,
how are we going to do that?
Alyssa's going to have to choose the spiral for you, so your future's really not in your hands at all. Let's get a big number. Let's try to get a big number. Okay. I'm going to do it on...
You could do it on a different paper if you have another one.
Yeah, I'm not going to use this, but I'm going to use the orange. I'll just do
She said it's giving the Netherlands again.
I'm just going to do it on the back. No, because I want to kind of keep this, because that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'll just do another piece of paper. That's fine. I'll use paper for something else, I'm sure. Okay, so while we are figuring this out, Allie, I want you to try to tell me what you want. Although I don't know if she's going to be able to remember.
Yeah.
Should have thought that through. But I'm just going to pause it here, and maybe you can write down some things that you're thinking, who sounds nice to you. And we're going to do the spiral. Okay. Try to get a big number, Alyssa, because I feel like that'll be fun.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start now.
And stop.
I ran out of so much space. I should have started in the middle of the page. What is that? How do I do that? Right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
11. One last look before I start playing. Okay.
Oh, this is so fun. I feel like we're just at a sleepover.
Sleepovers are fun. Imagine if she gets the best future out of all of us.
I know. I'm gonna have a mansion with no kids.
That's your dream? I mean, honestly, yeah, fair.
It'd be fun.
I said 11, right?
Yeah.
So I'll write it down so I don't forget. Okay. We know what she will be living in.
Ooh.
Okay, one option on board. Chandler is crying.
Is Boots meowing?
Chandler.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy. I am playing MASH. More important things here.
Mommy's at work right now. Allie said, I'm genuinely so clueless on so many of these, so I kind of just want a really dramatic good or a bad set of options.
We will give you all of the tea.
Yes.
Interesting so far already. Okay.
I'm excited to see what it is.
Did I do them all? Okay, Allie. This is, I think, maybe the most, I don't know. It's interesting, to say the least. So, Allie, you will be living in a house. So,
Okay.
at least it's not a shack.
Mm-hmm.
Both got shacks. So, living in a house. You will marry, I am so sorry, Sebastian Morgenstern from the Moral Instruments. He is the villain in the second half of the series, and he is not good. Not good.
No.
I think a divorce is in your future. In a very near future. Like, I think maybe this is a situation where you have, like, marriage of convenience, but it's not as convenient for you. And it's not gonna, you're not gonna fall in love. You're gonna get divorced.
There will be no love formed.
A marriage of inconvenience.
Yeah.
Inconvenience.
Inconvenience.
You're also going to live in Ravka, which I feel like, you know, if it's at the end of the series of Shadow and Bone, not terrible. Can't be any worse than the real world, I suppose, except there's magic there.
Yeah,
I feel like Sebastian Morgenstern would like to have a run with Ravka. So
yes.
maybe you're bringing the destruction to this world. But you know what? It's okay, because your pet is Puddles, the pug.
Oh,
and he's a sweet little boy.
Love him.
At least I had like a visual reference, so you could see what Puddles is. You're gonna have one child, which, because it's with Sebastian Morgenstern, was not your best option because you had 0. So it's the next best thing. And you're gonna have Ganzi's Camaro, which I feel like will stand out in Ravka. All the horse and carriage.
It would probably get stolen as well. They probably think it was a type of magic, like a new magic.
Yes. Maybe I'm equally villainous and manipulating him. You know what? Good point, Allie.
You could do it.
That is your future.
There's your life.
Who do you think has the best life out of the 3 of us? I think you do.
Honestly, yeah. How many kids did I have?
1.
Yeah, probably me.
I was married to Kaz, right?
Yeah, you got Kaz, Chainsaw, Avonlea, and Tari Magic, and Shaq.
You got the most normal one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write your name somewhere on here so I remember this is your mash. Alyssa. With a heart. I'm gonna put Besties in Books.
It'll be put in a museum.
24. Beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like I started off well and gradually descended into chaos.
Yeah.
Very quickly, because I said that you were living in a house and then immediately went to Sebastian Morgenstern. So.
Yep.
Or I mean in general, like Alyssa's was good and then ours were bad, because that's also true.
Yeah. Allie's future is gonna be wild.
But you know what? At least nobody got the Narrows, because that would be a very inconvenient way to travel. Or a helicopter. I feel like that's just not good for like pollution and stuff to be taking a helicopter everywhere.
And everyday travel, just like going to the grocery store.
Yeah. At least nobody got a Volcra. Nobody got a weird animal. I mean, I got Chainsaw, but Chainsaw is good. It's just
Chainsaw we love.
Abnormal. We never explained who Chainsaw is.
Oh yeah.
So it sounds like we're having.
How do you explain Chainsaw? Yeah.
Without spoiling.
Yeah.
What animal is Chainsaw? Like a.
I think it's a raven. I think she's a raven.
The Raven Boys. It would make sense. Yeah. So it's just no one normally has a raven.
Yeah. Chainsaw.
A bike probably would have been your best bet, Allie, I would imagine. Because if you get car sick, I would imagine you also get seasick.
Oh yeah, and she had 2 ships.
And you know what? Nobody got the really bad options. No, that's a lie. Allie got Sebastian.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't get President still.
Nobody got the Darkling. Although, honestly, if it was Ben Barnes,
I'd be fine.
I wouldn't be too disappointed. Adam Kent from Shatter Me.
Yuck.
Annoying. So disgusting. He was like the lukewarm option. Like you wouldn't, like your life wouldn't be over if you married him,
but it would be annoying.
Yeah, he would just get on your nerves. Yeah, I feel like we got some good options here.
Yeah.
Was Volcra the only bad option for a pet? I think so.
I think so. I mean, you had Dragon too, but I don't think that's like a bad option. It's just big.
This was fun. I just want to play Match all the time now.
I know, me too. We're gonna make everyone play it with me now.
What a great idea I had. I'm just gonna shove all of these papers. No, I'm gonna create my ideal life. We've been on this for far too long, but I'm gonna create my ideal life with all of these little options. Gilbert Blythe.
Ooh.
I'm gonna marry Gilbert Blythe. And I want maybe one child with Gilbert, because Gilbert, I feel like, would produce some good children. And I will live in Avonlea, since that is where Gilbert is from. And I feel like all my things are intertwined. What would be a good transportation in Avonlea? I'm gonna go for a bike.
Ooh, good option.
And
that would be such a cute little life. Oh.
And I think I want book as my house.
Yeah,
that is my.
Where would you live? Mansion, apartment?
Oh, right.
House?
I feel like a nice little house in Avonlea.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a cute little life.
Yeah. Can I guess what your life would be? What you would want? Are we gonna go based on like what you would actually want for your life, or just like you can't have any of my options? I stole them already. So.
You could just whatever you feel, whatever vibes.
I do kind of wish we had that like dramatic, like we got the same husband or something. That'd be fun.
That would have been
be like, are we gonna fight to the death? Or we're gonna do like a sister wives situation.
Yeah.
I feel that you're gonna have Daisy.
Oh.
I know you want Chainsaw, but I feel like you like dogs, so you're gonna get Daisy.
I do like dogs.
And as much as you love Kaz Brecker, I just don't know if he would be a good partner, you know? I feel like you deserve somebody who is more open and loving. We're also ignoring the fact that you do have a boyfriend. Sorry, Dev.
Yeah.
You do not exist right now. This is our fun little game.
Not in this fictional world.
I'm gonna give you Jamie, the librarian from Irregular Witches. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that you, all my things are mixed up. Where are the places to live? You cannot live in a Volcra. That's not the option here.
No.
I think. Ooh. I think either Henrietta or Idris. To give you a little magic in your life, perhaps. But Henrietta is also with ley lines. I feel like Jamie would like Henrietta. Are you frozen?
Hello. Yeah, the internet went down for a second.
Henrietta?
Yeah.
I forgot that Thorn was a romantic interest here, so.
Oh, yeah. Love him.
I'm gonna stick with Jamie. And you're in Henrietta, so I'm gonna give you Gansey's car.
Ooh.
Little
fun.
I'm trying to make this make sense. And what else do I need? Kids.
Oh.
With Jamie, he's good with children. I'm gonna give you 2 kids.
Oh, I think you were there 2 or 3 that you were gonna pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cute little life for you. You got a dog, 2 children, Henrietta and Jamie.
Aw, little cozy librarian. I think that's a good life.
Yeah.
Perfectly made.
Cute. Wow, that was so much fun.
It was.
Wow, I'm forever proud of myself. That came to me like in the middle of the night, the idea to do this, and I was like, this needs to happen.
Yeah, she messaged me. She was like, Alyssa, I have the most genius idea ever.
Like, when else are we gonna be able to play like some bookish mash in a live show?
It's the best time.
Yes, just cleaning up my mess here. Good times. BookTube mash. You know what? I miss the old days of booktube with like book tags and book challenges. I might
feel like that's when it felt like most alive. Like it felt like
I think I'm gonna create a book tag. I'm not gonna do a book tag.
Ooh, I'll do it.
Yeah. Allie, you don't still make videos, do you? Because if you do, I will tag you in my tag. But yes, so thank you guys so much for discussing DEVEREUX with us. Allie, I know that you were just here at the beginning and for MASH, but thank you so much for being here and playing with us. Our book for this month, April, Strange the Dreamer. Laini Taylor. I am so scared to read this book. Let me tell you guys. I am so scared. I've read one Laini Taylor book before, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. It was not my favorite. So we are giving Laini Taylor a second chance. This is one of Alyssa's favorite books. It is
one of my favorite books. Yep.
Yeah, I also feel like this is the first time that we've reread one of your books that I also have not read. Because normally it's either we both reread or I am rereading and making you read my favorite.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited.
I'm very scared, but
I hope you love it.
Yeah, I'm scared. The dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around.
It's so good.
I'm scared. I'm going to try to do like audiobook and physical to hopefully like really immerse myself in it. But like I said before we started the live show, I have not read a single book this month. So hoping to change that this weekend. We'll see. I've got a bit of a busy week coming up, so who knows? But thank you guys so much for watching this live show. Yes, please. But we will see you guys next month to discuss Strange the Dreamer. So bye.
Yeah.